Straight from the head, fuck the little deads. Niggas be coming to bed. Playing that little nigga soft, you gon' fuck around and get your head blowed off.
Ain't no thing when that nine go bang.
Oh shit, the big dog off of the chain. Missy with the bullshit. Y'all niggas can't stop the rain.
I took him on a caddy ride. He told me how his daddy
I
died.
swear to God that he would slide and let it end in homicide. Anything that came against
Or anything that played the
it's
fence.
him against the world now. Little nigga trying to pay his rent. And he don't have to motivate to give a nigga the golden gates.
Know a nigga strapped tight. He hang out at the apartment
Got a
gates.
pocket full of rocks, scratch UGK CD. Float like a butterfly, duck like Peking.
Gang stay peeping. He know who in, he know who out.
He know which hoes be fucking for cash. He knows which hoes be fucking for clout. He said, yep, I be all in my zone. I be playing the fool. They be thinking I'm gone. I be making the rules.
They be smoking my zone. I ain't giving a fuck. I'm trying to cop this wrong. You heard me?
Yeah, they keep playing me soft. Not realizing I'm the boss. That's the advantage of closing your mouth. They never know what they talking about.
I show up in the hood with that sickle cause they ain't acting right. Brother got a problem, it's only fair that I join the fight. Whisper in his ear, we gon' send them off to the afterlife. Dolomite, ain't no jokes here, you bout to pay the price. Pressure that I bring is guaranteed to straight up bust a fight. The only mission that I'm on is coming through to turn off lights. Looking in my eyes, you see death staring back at you. Tears is just a vessel that I use to get back at you. Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This episode comes to you by way of HWX Handcrafted Candles. Their motto is to relax and enjoy. By the Block Fam, which started on Marlowe's Corner, we just keeping it going, you know. Also by the Track Titans. That's where we get our music from. And if somebody is looking for some tracks to play through their videos, or just looking for some tracks to do some music of their own, give us a holler and we'll hook you up with them. Place associations. I know I've been messing over y'all with Placard every time, but place associations. My boy Decane, the boy with the sweet voice that came on there and helped us work out Hydro Blow. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get things started and see what's happening. My boy say salute OG. Gil Cole's in the house early, fast, and often. That's my brother from another mother and father. Nothing but love to my brother out of Florida. He say song jam and run it back. Okay, I'll go ahead and hit it in there for you one more again, and then we're gonna go ahead and start swimming one more again. All right, here it is.
Rules.
They be smoking my zone. I ain't
Straight from the head, fuck the little deads. Niggas be coming to bed. Playing that little nigga soft, you gon' fuck around and get your head blowed off.
ain't no thing when that nine go bang.
Oh shit, the big dog off of the chain. Missy with the bullshit. Y'all niggas can't stop the rain.
I took him on a caddy ride. He told me how his daddy
I
died.
swear to God that he would slide and let it end in homicide. Anything that came against
Or anything that played the
it's
fence.
him against the world now. Little nigga trying to pay his rent. And he don't have to motivate to give a nigga the golden gates.
Know a nigga strapped tight. He hang out at the apartment
Got a
gates.
pocket full of rocks, scratch UGK CD. Float like a butterfly, duck like Peking.
Gang stay peeping. He know who in, he know who out.
He know which hoes be fucking for cash. He knows which hoes be fucking for clout. He said, yep, I be all in my zone. I be playing the fool. They be thinking I'm gone. I be making the rules.
They be smoking my zone. I ain't giving a fuck. I'm trying to cop this wrong. You heard me?
Yeah, they keep playing me soft. Not realizing I'm the boss. That's the advantage of closing your mouth. They never know what they talking about.
I show up in the hood with that sickle cause they ain't acting right. Brother got a problem, it's only fair that I join the fight. Whisper in his ear, we gon' send them off to the afterlife. Dolomite, ain't no jokes here, you bout to pay the price. Pressure that I bring is guaranteed to straight up bust a fight. The only mission that I'm on is coming through to turn off lights. Looking in my eyes, you see death staring back at you. Tears is just a vessel that I use to get back at you. Yeah. It's short but sweet, straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? Short but sweet, straight to the point. Let me start off by saying congratulations to Caroline Dubois for handling her business against Terry Harper. Wasn't an easy fight for her, but she did come through victorious. tenacious. You know, she just kept on pumping. She has a high work rate. You know what I'm saying? He said, MZ, you killed that verse. Fire. I appreciate that, Gil Cole. It mean a lot coming from you down there in Florida. Sweet home sunshine, Florida. I got used to oranges from down there. I haven't had an orange in a long time. Or a tangerine. I love tangerines, man. They just so good. So good. I'm feeling pretty good today. I had a beautiful early morning. Got to go outside and enjoy the backyard, see a beautiful sky. I mean, beautiful. Probably not as pretty as what you guys be seeing out there in Florida with the nice big ocean as the backdrop. But here in Texas, you know, I got beautiful landscape, and I got beautiful sunrises and everything too. But it is a beautiful day. Glad to see you with me. We're going to give it a little time for people to roll in. Oh, but as I was saying, Caroline Dubois handled the business against Terry Harper. Then I'm seeing that Earl Spence and Tim Tszyu been kind of jaw-jacking at each other a little bit. Tim Tszyu said he trying to keep busy. He don't want to just be sitting around getting stagnant. And he going to have some problems for Earl. He said he going to reel in the big fish. And then I know a lot of people are talking about Boots and Xander Zayas. I think that's going to be a very good fight. And on another hand, Alicia Baumgardner, she just showed up after Caroline Dubois, who has been poking at Baumgardner for some time now, since they've been having they go back and forth on social media. But Dubois called that girl Baumgardner a drug cheat, and Baumgardner shoot back at her by calling her Dubois. Dubois. But anyway, I'm gonna get into all of that. I'm gonna wait for you guys, my brothers, my sisters, the few sisters that I had to come through, and we just gonna have some fun and chop it up about these things. That's right, Xander Zayas, Boots. I also want to touch on the fact of Wilder and Derek Chisora, whose fight was okay. You know, it was entertaining, but I'm gonna be real. Like I said last week, I think the Bronze Bomber should go ahead and just fade into the sunset. He has nothing else to prove, but it is what it does, and it does what it was. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with something just made up. You know what I'm saying? We were just doing some smoke rides. Give me a second to go ahead and get my thoughts together as I wait for my brothers and sisters to pop in. I got to send the link out. So let me go ahead and do that while I let something roll through and give y'all some tunes. Here it is. Do your thing.
Heavy air, midnight glare, shadows crawling on the wall. I'll light up, drift away, let the silent star call. Smoke ray spinning, memory spinning, I lose myself tonight. Oh, regrets and the regrets, they fade into the light. Every breath a little less. World outside grows small, floating high, just passing by, above it all. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where my pain died, and the world just melts away. In this hate, I'm untouchable, invisible, free. Let the smoke rise, let the night carry me. Dreams unravel, Time unravels, I'm lost, but I don't care. Broken strings and faded things, they vanish in the air. Every heartbeat, every beat, I'm further from the ground. In this moment, I own it, I won't come down. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where the pain dies and the world just melts away. In this haze, I'm untouchable, invisible, free. Let the smoke rise, let the night carry me. And the morning comes, I'll find my way. But tonight, let the smoke take me away.
Let the smoke rise. That's right. That's one of the things we created. Oh, this got me messing around with that thing to sing for you. So I figured I'll put some words to it and see what it come up with. I don't too much like the AI. I like doing our music organically and straight up. You know what I'm saying? Our words, music, but we had the AI to sing. So it's called Smoke Rise. I'm looking for somebody who has the voice to be able to do it because I want to give it like a more bluesy country sound, more bluesy than country. So if you know somebody that can sing, tell them to holler at you. Holler at your boy. We got some people that we trying to give a shot to see if they can do it. But we having a hard time trying to find somebody. But what you think about it is the question. Are the words good enough? You think it'll make a nice little song? We get a good singer for it. Now, Alicia Baumgardner, let me go ahead and talk about her. He said put Trey X on that track. You think Trey X will be able to do that smoke rise? Let the night carry me. See, shoot, if he want to do it, I'll give him a shot. You know, I don't have a problem with mixing y'all in and letting y'all get a chance to do what y'all want to do. You know, if he willing to do it, I'm willing to let him. But what you think about Alicia Baumgardner with all this bumping that she doing after Caroline Dubois won that fight? I saw one of the brothers say in the Discord, she was hoping Terry Harper knocked her off so she wouldn't have to be facing up to this music. But only out I can give her is they're in two different weight classes. She would have to go up in order to face Caroline Dubois, which she's talking about. She got her fights already, and you know who she want to fight, and she's gonna be fighting twice this year. And she's making the big fights, and you know she's talking about her undisputed and all this kind of stuff. But on the cool, bro, on the cool, I have to say, where is the energy that you had for Clarissa Shields? Now, I'm thinking you was barking at that tree because you knew that tree wasn't going to be able to squeeze down to your size for y'all to fight. But if there was any way at all for Clarissa Shields to be able to make that size jump back down to like 147 pounds, I think you already asking for too much drama and too much smoke from that girl. But Caroline Dubois seemed to have picked up the baton and is now screaming your name. I seen her in an interview. They said, "Who's the girl you don't like the most?" I think that's what they said. She said, Alicia Baumgardner. Who's your biggest rival? Alicia Baumgardner. Who would be your biggest fight? Alicia Baumgardner. Now, I added one of those Alicia Baumgardners, but 2 out of the 3 were asked, and she did say Alicia Baumgardner. Now, Baumgardner, this is a chance for you to go out there, put hands on somebody, you move up, show that you got the skills to be able to move up, and whoop on Caroline Dubois, as you like to call her, Dubois. I don't see why you would be calling her Dubois, because she look like a girl to me, but to each his own. That's your way of shooting slugs. Go ahead and shoot your slugs. But I say this because you said that you guys will be facing each other later down the line, that you're going to show us that you can go ahead and handle your business and whoop old Caroline. Now, if that's what you're going to do, let it be done. So let it be written, so let it be done. At least that's what you're saying. I think, in my opinion, truthfully, you're going to have a hell of a fight on your hands. Dubois, one, looks like she's hungry, she likes to fight, and she's interested in being a world champion, unified, and dare I say, undisputed. Now, I think she might be a little too big, and she knows not to go down to your weight class because she'd be drained. But if you really got all the smoke, like you said, because you say you don't duck no smoke. Alicia Baumgardner says she don't duck no smoke. So if you don't duck no smoke, go ahead, pump up a little bit. And I don't mean pump up like the way that they said you got caught. I mean pump up the right way, going out there, slap old Caroline Dubois around a few times if that's what you say you can do. In my mind, I got a little doubt that you just gonna go out there and slap her around, because the young lady can fight. She looked like she's getting better. I can't say that her conditioning is soft, because it ain't. I remember the very first time I saw her at a Clarissa Shields fight, and I saw her working out, and I was like, dang, this young lady looks fast. She was just shadow boxing, so everybody looks pretty fast when they're shadow boxing, but she looked crisp and on point with her shadow boxing. And like I said, she's been handling her business her last few fights. She's still undefeated. She has a belt, and she's calling your name. Now, I know a lot of fans are going to, like I said, jump on different sides of the fence and be like, oh, she calling out the smaller girl, Alicia Baumgardner, not in her weight class. But Alicia Baumgardner got that crocodile mouth, and she been talking that talk. She been talking crazy to Clarissa Shields, 175, 168, 160, 154. She trying to get her to come down to 147. She said she would meet it at 147. This is what Alicia Baumgardner said. Clarissa said that she ain't going down there. And I ain't going to put too much on the quote, because I know a lot of people going to say she's dodging Shadeja Green. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's dodging Shadeja Green, because she said that she would fight Shadeja Green after she get through handling her business with the fight that she got coming up. So for those of you all that are waiting for Shadeja Green to fight Alicia Clarissa Shields, just chill for a second, let it happen. Alicia Baumgardner, Carolina Dubois, sweet Caroline is waiting for you. I see my brother D-Lo 404 Boxing is in the house. He done slid into the chat. This is the voice of reason. That's what we call him in these YouTube streets of the boxing community. The man that will make you think outside the box. He will give you a different perspective to look at when it comes to these fighters and these fights. So y'all go over there and holler at my boy D-Lo 404 Boxing. If you're not subscribed, you should be, because the man handles his business. And thinking of men handling their business, have I mentioned the Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League? I think I have, but some of y'all ain't listening. I think y'all need to go on over there, because the bragging rights is the first place cash, second place cash, third place cash. MZ, I dropped something in Discord pertinent to the topic at hand. Well, let me go ahead and see. Oh yes, I have seen. Oh, wait a minute, this is something different. Just drop this. This just in. Alicia being mad about Caroline calling her out for a fight because she is at 130 and Caroline is at 135. It's crazy. This is the same weirdo who was talking about coming to 147 and 154 to fight me. These are the words of the GWOAT T-Rex Clarissa Shields. Y'all know what I'm saying? This is coming off looks like Clarissa Shields. What is this? Twitter? I don't know, but I got it from D-Lo 404 Boxing. He let me know. He said, she also says, to fight me, just delusional. Make the damn fight and shut up. GWOAT versus Shadeja Green. And Caroline Dubois versus Alicia Scary Ass Baumgardner. Same night. Can't say you can't beat my girl. Can't say you can beat my girl easily. Then don't go beat. Wait, what? Say you can. Wait, can't say you can beat the girl easily. Then don't go beat her ass. Do it. I think she kind of mistypoed up there. But y'all get what she's saying. She's saying if you're talking all that talk, then go ahead and run up on old Caroline Dubois. And while you're talking about it, I just read this. I was just saying that people were going to be talking about Shadeja Green and Clarissa Shields not fighting because they were trying to say that Clarissa was ducking. Well, I guess that means she's not ducking, but we'll see what comes up in the future. Lately. But back to the drop of Champ Ross. Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League. If you ain't part of it, then you tripping. It ain't no other boxing league like his. They got some killers over there. There's some ladies and some gentlemen that know what they doing. So if you can call a fight, you can call a knockout, you can call a draw, you can call and pick the round in which place it's going to happen by decision or by KO. You know what I'm saying? Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League is the place for you to go and have you some fun. You know what I'm saying? Go on over there. The best bragging rights is to take the money and say, y'all can't do what I did. Anyway, what do y'all think about Alicia Baumgardner and Caroline Dubois? Do you think Alicia Baumgardner will go out there and mop up Caroline like she says she will, like she says she can, you know, calling the girl trash, saying that she floats to the bottom while the cream rises to the top? Or did she say that weirdo stuff falls to the bottom? Either way, it still equates to she's better than Caroline Dubois. I'm not calling her Dubois because I like Caroline. She like a girl to me. Nice looking girl. You know, I think this could be just me whistling Dixie, which I don't whistle that well. But, you know, the young ladies in the boxing world are not all ragamuffins like they used to be back in the day. There is some cuteness going on around these ladies and some sexiness, and they can fight. And wait, this just in. D-Lo said, nope, I think she would be in a hell of a fight. And I agree with the voice of reason. And I have said this sometime before. In my opinion, I had called for them to fight before, sometime back, because I think it would be a good fight. Now, do I think Caroline will go out there and walk through Alicia? No, because I think Alicia got a little pit bull in her. Like Eve said back in the day, a pit bull in a skirt. So she ain't going to just go out there and fold up and lay down. She going to go out there and fight. Do I think that the skills match, you know, equally? I think from what I've been seeing lately, because I've seen Alicia kind of looked a little off in her last couple of fights, even though she got the victories. She did have some issues. That actress lady really gave her some issues when they were fighting. I think Caroline Dubois, even though this is from the UK, yes, sir, what's happening? My player, partner, pimp over there across the pond. I'm sorry I got on late, but I know you're going to catch up to this in the playback. I really think that boxing is starting to really come up over there. They got some heavyweights over there that's shining real good, and Moses Atama. Oh my goodness, Fabio Worley. Does he represent us or them? I have to look checking that a little more. But the girls is heavy over there, and I think that Caroline Dubois. Y'all feel me now? I'm not hating. I think Caroline beat Alicia Baumgardner. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a split decision. But I think Caroline's work rate would be the difference. I think her work rate and maybe even her punch selection, you know, she goes to the body as well as she goes up top. And she lets combinations go, but she has a very nice body attack. I've noticed that from her in the last few fights that she has started to place more attention into the body shots. Alicia Baumgardner, you know, you cool, sis. You know, you kind of got on my bad side when you start going after the quote. But I kind of recognize, and I told you, I said this before, you can kind of see when people got a little hate in them, especially when you got a camera that's catching their moves and their looks and the way they be acting. And when y'all was supposed to be friends and Clarissa was trying to big up you, you were saying some little slick stuff even back then. And you made a comment where Clarissa Shield looked at you. I can't remember the interview, but you made a comment about eating or something. She gave you this look because you made a sly little comment, and it was kind of about her. But, you know, to each his own, I'm going to let that slide. Anyway, who you got? I see D-Lo said that he think it'd be a hell of a fight, but he didn't really say who he would have. I'm going ahead and say it out there right now, putting it out there right now. In my opinion, I do believe that Sweet Caroline Dubois would beat Alicia, the Baumgardner. That's my opinion. That's what I got. That's how I feel. Can't change my mind about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm understanding there's a lot of woofing going on back and forth. And I always I can't even lie to you. I love to hear the UK fighters do they talking because the accent, it just woos me. I just love to hear their accents, especially from the ladies, because it has a little different twang to it from when the brothers be talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with their accent too, but I lean a little more toward the ladies and their accent, and I can't wait for them to make the fight, if they ever make the fight, because I believe it's going to all be up to Alicia Baumgardner to make the fight. Even though the guy over there in MVP Promotions is talking about the fight to make, the fight of all fights for the women at this time right now would be Caroline Dubois against Katie Taylor. Let me say that again. Caroline Dubois against Katie Taylor. He said that is the money fight. That is the legacy fight. That is the big fight of fights for the ladies at this point in time. They don't have anybody over there right now that can face the GOAT. So the GOAT is going to have to deal with Shadeja Green. But Shadeja Green is talking that noise. But this ain't about Shadeja and Clarissa. Who said that? The guy that's over the president, not the president, the guy that works for Jake Paul. I don't know what his name is, but he was in an interview where he was saying that the fight to make would be Caroline Dubois and Katie Taylor. That's what he said, D-Lo. I'm just telling you, that's what the man said. I saw him say it with my own, I heard him say it with my own ears. I saw his lips moving, and I don't believe it was AI. This man was saying that would be the fight. And he also said that he wasn't going to just say that Caroline would win. He said if she wins, the torch would be being passed. But he's saying that, Katie Taylor ain't going to just go ahead and give it up like that. She's going to have to come on and get it. She's going to have to give some to get some. That's pretty much what he was breaking down. I'm saying all this to say, in Alicia Baumgardner's head, she's saying that she's the money fighting. People should be lining up to see her. But you are part of MVP Promotions, and they're not promoting you like that. They're talking about Caroline Dubois and Katie Taylor. So maybe you should pick up the phone, call them, and correct the mistake if that's what you think it is. I don't really think it's a mistake, but I do believe that you need to go ahead and do something with Caroline, because all this talking you're doing is just going to start to sour the fans. You know how fans are in boxing. They fickle. So if you don't say something to do something, they're going to start turning on you. I saw how they was kind of turning on you in your comments when you was on video talking your talk and saying keep your name out her mouth. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think she's going to start calling your name a little more. She's going to keep poking at you and prodding at you. The GOAT jumped in the ring and picked her up and shined it in front of the cameras. That's the love that you should have been getting from the GOAT, but you messed that up. That's right. You messed that up. So what's up, Damon King? Damon V. King. Glad to see you in here. He said, oop. I don't know what oop means, but what I am saying is, if you're going to talk your talk, Alicia, you're going to have to bag it up at some point. Now, go ahead and take care of the 2 fights that you got, because you said you claim you got 2 fights lined up already, and they the money fights. But he said, those videos were disappointing to me. Well, all she did was just talk a bunch of noise. She didn't really, what's going on? She didn't really get anything off. He said, what's up, bro? What's going on? That's all I can say. What's up? She didn't really get nothing but a bunch of hot air out into the world. She didn't confirm that she was going to try to fight Caroline. Actually, she said she wasn't. She was saying more of not fighting her than fighting her. You know, I got this fight and I got this fight, and Caroline ain't one of them. That's how she was going off. And I was sitting there saying, dang, well, you might as well go on and call her out, man. You can call the lady a boy. You call her Caroline Dubois. I just can't get that out of my mind. You just keep calling this young lady a boy. I don't see a boy. I don't see a boy. I see a young lady who's primed and ready to put those gloves on and face the Alicia the Baumgardner. Let me say it again. She's ready to face Alicia the Baumgardner. And I want to know, I told you, I think Caroline will beat Alicia. You know what I'm saying? Alicia don't look the same since she was accused of being dirty. Is she fighting Caroline's former opponent? I thought she was trying to get in the ring with oh my gosh, the lady that wears the Jordans all the time. I can't remember her. Amanda Serrano. I thought she was trying to set up a fight with Amanda Serrano. I don't know who the second fight is against, but I do believe that she's supposed to be mixing it up with Amanda Serrano, Alicia Baumgardner, that is. Unless my information is wrong, I think that's who she's fighting. And if she's fighting the Caroline former opponent, then, you know, what good is that? So I don't want to hear her talking about being the draw and being the money fighter. That's what she was doing. She was talking about she was the draw. She was talking about she was the money fighter. But there's a lot of ladies spread out through boxing that I think could handle their business. Hell, I like Michaela Mayer. That's my girl right there. I like Michaela Mayer. Michaela Mayer is all right with me. I like to see her go ahead and do a thing. And since she moved up in weight, I like Michaela a little better than what I used to like her when she was a little smaller. But hey, I'm not biased. I like Alicia still. She's still cool, just not as cool as she was when she first started. Like I said, she got popped. They said she was dirty. The outcome of that didn't really satisfy me the way it went down, but it's not my business. You know what I'm saying? Boxing gonna let people do what they do with, dirty or not. But once again, I'm saying for me, not for y'all, for me, I think Caroline gonna beat her. I don't think it's gonna be a widespread beat, but I think Bomir Sean on 4.17. I don't know who that lady is. Let me look at her real quick, see who she is. Did Caroline beat her up already? I need to cut the fan on. I done got hot being excited about just one conversation that I done had with myself. I ain't even talking with nobody. I'm just talking with myself. Well, D-Lo saying some stuff, but I'm gonna bring machine 417 on 4. Wait, 417 for April 4th. Caroline beat her a year ago. Okay, so what? Alicia working with the triangle theory, which won't do us no good because I want to see her fight her. I don't want to see her fight. That's the day after my wife's birthday. That's what I was trying to say. I don't want to see her fight. Let me see what this action look like. Where my plug at? Come on. It's gonna die out. Yeah, April 17th. My wife's birthday is the 16th. That's why I was saying, that's why that number was ringing in my ears. So where the heck is my cord? Oh man, shoot. I'm gonna have to go up there and get it. But yeah, April 17th, which is a Thursday, because I think my wife's birthday is on a Wednesday. And that's when I bid for my new route. So it's a lot going on. Yeah, I think that's on a Thursday. So, dang, I'm gonna be at work. Y'all gonna have to let me know what happened. Alicia probably get the win. She talking about the the thing that killed me. That when she said that Caroline dropped Terry Harper with a nice body 1-2 to the head. That was nice. That was pretty. It happened kind of so fast that I'm still looking at video to see the full 1-2 to the head, because it looked like after she went to the body, I saw a motion like toward the head, but it just, the way it happened, it just I was like, wow. And she was like, oh, you dropped her, but that was the time you should have finished her. And then she was like, if you wanted to impress me, you should have stopped her. You had all these opportunities to stop her. And it blew my mind, because she said the only thing that did was motivate me to go work out. Well, if it wasn't all that, I'm just saying, yeah, I know. Dang, D-Lo, you ain't got to be doing all that. Talking about Caroline's coming out beating Alicia's former opponent and Harper. The stage is set perfect for them to go into a fight versus each other next. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that them going into a fight next. 135 pounds. The undisputed from 130 versus the unified at 135. Clash of the Titans, head to head. No duck in the smoke. Alicia the Baumgardner shooting flames from her nose, and Caroline Dubois saying that she about to extinguish the fire. That's what I want to see. Exactly. She was like, I don't know why she got to impress her, but I found it weird for her to say that it motivated her. Now, that's the part that threw me off, because she was like, oh, I wasn't impressed. You should have finished it when you knocked it down. All that did was motivate me. Did it motivate you because she dropped Harper and she was still handling her business? You was like, oh, shoot, I'm going to have to get myself together because this girl dropped Harper. You probably wasn't thinking she was going to drop Harper. You probably was thinking and on the cool undercover hoping that Terry Harper beat Caroline Dubois. And it didn't happen. So now you have to show your face, which I think you didn't have to show your face and talk noise like that. You could have just got on there and talked about your fights that are coming up, but you had to say something about Dubois, which I can understand why, because Dubois is making it easy for you to have to say something about it, because she's steady hurling slugs at you from when y'all started getting into it some time back. And she called you a drug cheat. And it's kind of hard for you to sidestep that because you did get popped or got accused of being dirty. And as long as that's out there, there's no way for you to do that. He said she was cheering hard as F for Harper to win. I bet she was. Maybe that's why her voice was sounding a little strange, and she was eating whatever she was eating to help keep her vocal cords together, so she still sound like Alicia Baumgardner and not be saying Shadeja Green. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I keep saying Shadeja Green like that, but it seems to fit. And y'all give me a second while I go get. No, you what? I ain't gonna take no second yet. Let's go, Caroline Dubois. That's all I can say. Okay, hold on. Let me peep something out. Let me peep it. Okay, mark that down. Bam. Let me see what we got here. She refuses to. Oh, I know you didn't. Baumgardner refuses to fight Dubois in 2026 after C-level performance. How you gonna say? Let me see what she's saying right here. Y'all give me a second. I'm going ahead and press play.
Yeah. Get in there, Terry. Yeah, bitch. Stop playing. Y'all was sleeping on Terry. Terry ain't got shit for nobody.
Oh.
Terry might still trying to fight. Oh, I'm gonna knock her out for it.
Oh.
Right. You got 10 seconds. What you gonna do? Come on, Terry. Sit down, Terry. Yo. Don't ever mention my name. Don't mention my name, Dubois. You ain't got shit for me.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! I appreciate that, bro. Let me pause here real quick. Hold up. Shut up! Stop talking. Don't you ever mention my name again, Dubois? I hate when she say that. I do. I really do hate when she say it. But then it's cool. She was cheering like a mug. Oh my goodness! That for me that puts it in a whole nother light. You worried about Caroline. You worried about it, and rightfully you should be, because the girl could fight, and the girl looks like she's coming. She looked like she's coming. But for you to say that you refused to fight her after a C-level performance, when you fought, what's the actress name, the lady from France or whatever? I can't remember her name, but you didn't look too good against the lady that's a model or actress. I don't know which one she is, but she's something in that kind of entertainment world of being an actress or a model. I'm thinking close up a model. The French lady. Help me out, D-Lo. When Alicia looked like she was really having problems with her. So I'm going to say this. Alicia Baumgardner, go work out. Go get yourself together. Had the 2 fights that you claim that you haven't. You wait till 2027. If Caroline keep fighting, she only going to keep getting better too. And let's not forget what happened to Earl Spence and certain fighters that was trying to cook fights for a certain amount of time, and then when the fight finally came around, it didn't work out for him. You already got a loss on your record, so you need to be holding tight and keep representing, because I think every fight that you have right now, unless it's against Caroline Dubois, your titles will be on the line. The safest fight that you could have, where you could probably take a loss, where people would be like, we told you couldn't beat Caroline, but you wouldn't lose your belts. You'll be able to go back down and still be the champion. But you messing around with these young ladies down there in your weight class, you might get surprised. You could get surprised. Yeah, I'm talking about the girl from Spain. Thank you very much. She's from Spain. I said France. My mistake, but that's the one. I can see it right now. Slim, kind of lanky, slender, long hair, kind of strong, modelish, light type face. It seemed like to me that I'm remembering. But that's the one. That's the one that was surprising Alicia. She was giving Alicia that work. She was working Alicia, and Alicia was looking like she was kind of having a little problem with her. I, in my mind, kind of thought that she was going to lose that fight. I really, really think I did think she was going to lose that fight. Miranda. I was thinking that. La D is in the camp. What's up, La D? My sis, way over there in Chicago. My sister from another mother and father. I always got to put that on there when I introduce one of my brothers and sisters, because they are from another mother and father. But I got love for them like they've been a part of the family forever. La D, I know you don't be watching the girls fight because you don't like the girl fight. You be like, yeah, the girls fight. Yeah. But anyway, you know what's going down? Caroline Dubois is talking that noise, and she's calling out Alicia Baumgardner. And Baumgardner seemed a little nervous to me, a little scared. I ain't going to say scared. I'm just saying a little nervous. But what I was getting to on the point that I was making is, be careful of trying to overcook the fight, Alicia, because you're doing the most talk of like, I'll fight you when you earn something. Girl, don't mess around and lose, because if you lose before you face Caroline, oh, dude, can you imagine how people are going to talk bad to you, talk down to you, talk about how you was like, I'm the money fight right now, this and that. Can you imagine? Just imagine it for a second. Just let me be quiet and let y'all imagine. Okay. Did y'all imagine? Did y'all see what I saw? I saw it. Gil, Keith Thurman was bamboozled by a 170-pounder. 175-pounder. Don't even sweat it. What? Are y'all trying to tell me Slender Man Fundora was 175 pounds the night of the fight? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? Y'all trying to tell me that this man went from 154 to 175 when they fought? Now, is this true? Is this information coming from a credible source? Is like, the boxing world starting to get into an uproar about it or anything? MZ, I'm following that Dubois Alicia drama. It's drama for real. And the best thing that Alicia is doing in it as of right now is just calling her the boy. The boy. That's all she calling her. You got a video. Look like you made the video of yourself cheering for Terry Harper to win, which lets us know, hey, you looking for that girl to take a loss, because if she lose, maybe she'll go away. But I don't think she's going to go away like that, Alicia Baumgardner. I think she's going to stay on the winning streak as long as you stay on the winning streak. She might stay on the winning streak longer than you stay on the winning streak. But what I am saying is, Alicia, watch what you're saying. Make sure you keep winning, because the minute you take a loss and you haven't fought Caroline Dubois yet, people are going to talk bad, mad crazy about you. Mad crazy. They're going to remember, because Dubois ain't letting them forget you was accused of being a cheat, popping that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and say that your body do look a little different from earlier in your career when we was looking and saying, she's so chiseled and this and that, to now you're looking a little softer toned and everything like that, and you just not as like you used to be. Once again, I'm going to still say it. I'm going to say it till the fight happens. I got Caroline Dubois. Ain't nothing against Alicia. I just got Caroline. I like Caroline. I take Caroline over Alicia. Alicia told us to stop saying she won't fight Dubois. She said she'll fight her, but it's not a sensible money fight. Her words, not mine. I saw that. And she can't tell me not to be saying something, because I'm gonna say something. Because if that's the case, do it make sense for Dubois to lose a lot of weight and come down to 147 to fight Alicia Baumgardner? Would that really be a money fight? I don't think so. So with her saying that, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, her and C, who said Ben, Conor Ben looking different. Conor Ben look, he do look a lot different. He don't look as what's the word? He don't look as chiseled either. He looks a little softer too. But dang, did y'all see him and Regis? They was doing a little stare off thing when they was taking the pictures and everything like that. It wasn't fair though. But I won't make excuses. Gil Coles agree. So he was 175 pounds. I'm sorry, it seems like I'm jumping from Conor Ben and Regis Prograis. But since y'all bringing it up about Fundora, was he? Did he really blow up to 175 pounds? He didn't look like 175 pounds. He looked like the same skinny old dude that always be out there. And I'm gonna play devil advocate a little bit. 175 pounds wasn't causing him to reach Keith around the ring like that and do the things he did. It's one of those kind of fights that I would have to say, if it was a weight difference, we really can't blame it on the weight, because it didn't look like they were leaning on each other. It don't look like he leaned on Keith. Well, he did lean on Keith a little bit when they got together. So they could have did something. They could have did something. We call it talking out of both sides of your mouth down here. D-Lo, you mean both sides of your neck. I thought they would call it talking out your, oh, I ain't gonna say that. Talking out, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we used to call it in the GI. You talking out your right now. The horn part, the tutti frutti. You know what I'm saying? The one that stink, not the one that went. Anyway, where was I? Conor Ben facing Regis Prograis. Man, I don't know, bro. I did read you said he I saw 175. He said come by 170 pounder. Don't even sweat it. So I just figured that we were saying the dude that came in at 175 pounds. Did I misread that? Nobody said he was out. So I just ran with the fact because it said that he was bamboozled by a 175 pounder. Did I get it wrong? The 6'6" and 100-inch reach were the problem. Dang, why did she put exclamation marks? Red to the mother, big ones too. Anyway, Regis and Conor Ben. When is that fight supposed to take place? At first, what was that? Conor Ben was wearing Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. You were saying he belongs at 175 pounds. My bad. Keith still got beat up though. Is Keith gonna still fight some more? Or do you think he's gonna retire? Thinking of retiring, talking about retiring. Let me go ahead and slide on over to Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora. Weird ass end of the fight. How they was in a bromance or something at the end of the fight. I was looking for a bomb squad to show up. You know, I can say one thing that we say both sides of your mouth. Sometimes we say talking out the side of your neck. Okay. I was thinking that, Wilder wasn't going to let his hands go. So he did make me feel better because he did let his hands go. He was actually swinging. He wasn't just waiting around. He actually, I'm just telling the truth. It did seem like a bromance. They were really like super friendly with each other through the fight, after the fight. How many times you ever heard of a fighter saying, oh man, I didn't want to hurt him. I started thinking about his kids and stuff like that. That's Deontay the Bomber Wilder. I want a body on my record. Y'all remember him said that? People was going crazy, losing their mind, talking about, oh, how dare he say that he want a body on his record. And now the man is worried about taking care of the fighter that he's fighting against. As I said, I was wrong. He did let his hands go. I'm happy that he let his hands go. But what I saw, Eric R is in the building. That's what I saw. I saw Eric R pop up and say, salute, family. Salute to you, man. I'm glad to see that you made it through. Glad to always see you come through. Where was I? Anyway, Wilder, Derek Chisora. As I was saying, Wilder did let his hands go. I was worried that he wasn't going to let his hands go because I said, I do not see him doing anything with this new crop of fighters, heavyweights, especially by not letting his hands go. Now, did he do enough to convince me that he should still go on this crusade of trying to become a champion again? The sun and the moon and the stars would have to align in such a way on such a night that portals would open in one end of space and the other end of space that he would have to step through at the time he is throwing the right hand in order for it to land perfectly in order for him to become champion again. I guess he said F Brazil's kids law. I guess. But anyway, boy, there you go with the autopsy. To be honest, has been changed and more humble since the autopsy. Anyway, that's all those things are going to have to happen. It's going to have to just be lined up perfectly for him to become champion again. I am going to say it and keep saying it. I think this is the perfect time. He won his 50th fight. Derek Chisora lost his 50th fight. I think they both need to go ahead and get their chill on and sit it down. I'm sorry, Chisora, you feel short. You never became champion. But Wilder, you did become champion. Let me read these sentiments again. 5 years holding the belt, 10 championship defenses. Started at 19, went to the Olympics, got a bronze medal. All of these things is an American dream movie. You know, you fought for your little girl that came through that part in there for me. Said it don't even have to be about his career. It could be about him fighting for his daughter and making it happen like that. So, dang, he didn't care about Ortiz kids when he KO'd him with that first and only forehead KO shot I had ever seen in my life. Well, I guess you're right. And I think the ashwagandha, when he went in, ain't that what it was that he went and smoked? Or smelled. How do they do that stuff again when they go and get in touch with their inner self? And then the problems with old girl. He been drugged. You know what I'm saying? He been drugged through it a lot. I know we all have had problems in our life, but we ain't in the job of the hurt business and being warriors like that. And if there's something that turned on the light to make you have sensitivity and things like that, you need a man with sensitivity. We don't need that in boxing. We need somebody gonna go out there and be a gorilla, a killer, Megiddo gorilla. You know what I'm saying? We need that kind of dude. Somebody gonna go out there and stomp on your neck and twist his feet into your chest like Godzilla did King Kong. If y'all seen that movie, some of y'all might not know what I'm talking about. But what I am saying is, do y'all think Wilder should keep going? That's the question I'm asking. I don't think Wilder should keep going, and I don't think he should. Well, I don't care if people think that I'm tripping because I'm not. I like Wilder. He was a heck of a champion at the time he fought. Phenomenal, high knockout rating, all these things. MZ, off topic, I was meeting at work and I made the dumbest suggestion. I was kind of embarrassed also. I made Puerto Rican rice and the Puerto Rican said it tastes like it's from a restaurant. Oh, well, to me, that wouldn't be embarrassing because if it tastes like it's from a restaurant, that means it's pretty good. Because usually restaurants, the high quality kind, have good food. And if you were able to produce something like that, hey, now I understand you saying the Puerto Rican rice part to a Puerto Rican because they probably just call it rice. Just like Brazil's are just in Brazil, they just call them nuts. You know, so I got a Brazil nut. No, you just got a nut because you in Brazil already, so you don't have to do it like that. But you know what I have learned, sis? When people have, you know, things to say or it feels crazy, just let that run on down your back. It don't make a difference. Oh, now I read MGL topic. I made the dumbest suggestion. I was kind of embarrassed also. I made Puerto Rican rice. And the Puerto Rican said it tastes like it's from a restaurant. What was the suggestion that you made? D-Lo Facts. And scream about Bomb Squad. He shook the Pope's hand and it was, it's been shaky ever since. When he met the Pope, okay, so Lala, you know, I have this issue. I put everything together. It all runs together for me. Yeah, it's a defect that I have. I'm gonna share that with you. It's a defect that I have. So I have to like slow myself down real slow, like turtle speed, in order for things to separate themselves. But when I look at them first and start going off of them, they just squeeze together, and I just keep running with them. And next thing you know, I'm at the end, and then y'all laugh and say, "MZ, that ain't what I was talking about. You just said something I didn't even say." I've been going through that for all my life. I just, I be excited when I'm talking to y'all, so I can't slow down. I just be excited. Where was I at? I was at the part about Wilder, and did I get it right though? I still think if your rice tastes like it's from a restaurant, you did a good job. Oh, I suggested we have both at the national conference, but the conference isn't for our area. Okay, so it's not for y'all area of expertise. Wait, it's in our area. Wait, now I'm confused. Now I'm thrown off. Rod X in the building. What's up, my people? Lala D in here confusing me. Got me reading comments, squeezing together, unsqueezing together, telling me that ain't what I meant. This is what I meant. Now I don't even know I am anymore. I'm just confused all the way around. But I love doing it. I love being confused with y'all and having fun because it's always fun to me. I'm always excited when you go live, OG. Me too. I don't know why. I'm right now working up a sweat. Got the fan on, blowing on me. But I'm just enjoying myself. When the teachers found out that I was reading and doing stuff like that too fast, they were like, "Oh, we gotta slow this brother down." Okay, I'll keep it boxing, but no, it's cool. I still think if you made, so you saying that you suggested that y'all should have Brazilian rice and stuff like that, but that's not your expertise. Let me look at it one more time, because for some reason I'm missing something that you're trying to say. I just don't know. Made them suggest never come embarrass also I made Puerto Rican rice, and the Puerto Rican said it tastes like it's from a restaurant. But I don't see where the separation of the national conference is coming in on that to make me see what the difference is. I'm just seeing rice, Puerto Rican rice, restaurant. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'll keep it boxing. I'm just saying it is what it is. La la D greeting first lady. Let's go champ. Okay, Rod X. Wilder. Not boxing no more. I don't think he's ready. I think, like you said, the handshake. I don't know about the handshake of the Pope, but I'll go ahead and give you that. The handshake of the Pope, the ashwagandha, the problem with Telly, that girl, just everything. The 3 fights with Fury. The first one I gave to Wilder, the second two, okay. But all that I think culminated in the fact that Wilder is not the same bomb squad, bombardier that we are used to. I'll say this again. The man got a statue in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Tuscaloosa, Alabama, y'all. I said that a lot, stressed it a lot last week. He got a statue in Alabama for boxing, and he dark like me. They love him enough to give him a statue. I don't know how, but they did it. So yeah, you got your money, you got your wits, you won your 50th fight. You got all those. You got 10 title defenses. You held the belt for 5 years, even though your fighters only fighting at least twice a year. You still got 10 defenses, 5 years of holding the belt. No one can take that away from you. You don't have nothing else to prove. I heard people saying it's like 2 old uncles in there fighting, 2 drunk fighters in there fighting, but it was kind of entertaining for it to be Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora. Wilder, once again, as I said, he surprised me because he was swinging. He was letting his hands go. And Chisora, well, he was just being Chisora, and, they almost fell out the ring a couple of times. They did a couple of wrestling moves. They ended up on the ground a couple of times. But in the end, Deontay Wilder pulled off a victory. I keep hearing people saying that they tried to cheat old Wilder. I don't know. You need to make some, and you ain't going to be the voice of wow, not the voice of Wagness. Dang. I'm sorry, I even read that. I didn't mean to read that out loud. My bad, D-Lo. I'm going to stop reading stuff that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just throwing stuff out there and making people be, it is what it is. I messed up the comment. Okay, so let me see if I can get this right now. So we saying that on the cool, Fedor should be 175 pounds because he's 6'6", and you know, he should just go and put on some pounds. But he got such a high metabolism, and I'm just guessing he got a high metabolism because I got one where I could eat a whole bunch of stuff, but I just can't get plump. You know, I'm just slim. I gained a little weight, but maybe you know, and then he got a sister, so it's mirroring him, so they both running around kind of skinny like that. And you know, it is what it is. Keith ran into an issue. Now, let me go ahead and run down the line. Do I think Tim Zoo could beat? Well, no, Tim Zoo has already lost to him twice. Do I think Earl could beat him? No. I think Earl's been out the ring too long, and we really need to see Earl have a tune-up. But he's getting ready to fight Tim Zoo. I guess Tim Zoo gonna be the tune-up. And Tim Zoo is talking that talk. He talking about he ready for Earl. He gonna reel in the big fish. I think he got that from Crawford though, because Crawford was the first one to say he was gonna reel in the big fish. He actually did. Earl has said something about he gonna do him real bad. Oh, we just have to wait to see if anything like that is gonna take place. Boots would have, I think, a pretty good chance at beating. But first, he and Xander Zayas got to dance, and I think that's going to be a very good fight. Xander Zayas started young, so people can't say he just too young or too green and nothing like that, because he's had enough rounds where I say he had a few fights that went the distance. He got in some knockouts. He moves well at the waist. He ducks punches. The thing that if I have to worry about Xander fighting Boots is Xander likes to stay in the pocket and mix it up. And that could be a little detrimental. I don't know how strong Boots is. Boots could catch him with a nice solid punch that he don't see coming and discombobulate him a little bit, or maybe he can't. This is one of the fights that I'm like really excited to see go down is Boots and Xander. Boots doing the switch hitting. Boots, get to feeling it. And if this is one of those bright light fights, if they make it where the lights get bright, I think Boots will really shine, because I told y'all, I think Boots is the type of fighter that when the lights get bright, he get tight. And he start doing what he do. He start dancing. He start grooving. He start moving. He start shooting combinations. He start, just letting it all ooze out. That bravado, the smoothness, the toughness. I think it's going to be one of those kind of fights. La D said, let's go Boots. But Xander Zayas is going to have something to say about that, because Xander goes great. He got some nice thumping sounding shots when he lands his shots. He goes to the body and he goes to the head, and he lets his hands go often. He shoots combinations. La D, I think this is going to be a hell of a fight to watch. Unless, I said this in the short, unless one of these young men separate themselves so far that it just turns into an easy fight. But I think that these two dudes are going to go out there and give the boxing world some excitement, some well-deserved excitement. Boots doing the right thing by going ahead and tightening it up with Xander while Xander's young. Get it in while y'all young. Excuse me. Excuse me. Get it in while y'all young, because that's what people be screaming for. Did that say MZ thumbnail looking like Lieutenant Hightower from Police Academy? I had to look twice. Wow. Did he just shoot me like that? Well, first of all, that is my captain hat. I be putting it on when I'm riding around, and people, when they do get on the bus and they see me, they say, hello, my captain. I say, what's up? I even had some people say, does that hat mean that you're like the leader of the bus drivers? We ain't no gang. We ain't no gang. This just me. This just, I fell in love with the honeymooners as a kid growing up. This is what I wanted to do, and Ralph Cramden just made me like the hat. Xander's nice. The fight should answer many questions about both. Exactly. They both got speed. They both got athleticism. They both got a little pop. The question, I guess, is going to come down to whose dog is the biggest when it comes to the fight. Who has the most heart? Who's going to want it the most? People be saying that, I wanted it more than him, but sometimes you just lose. Sometimes things just not cut out for you. But this is one of those fights. Right now, y'all, I'm on the fence. I don't know if I want to go with Boots. I don't know if I want to go with Xander. I got to keep looking at them and breaking it down, keep going over each one of the fights and seeing if I can see something that make me say, He said, I would wear the hat too. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Appreciate that. I like my hat. Actually, I love putting that hat on. Before I leave out the house, I throw it on. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got to look right. Then I got that emblem on the top of it be shining. I look left, look right. I can see the sun beaming off of it, shooting on different things as I'm walking around. But it was raining yesterday, so I wore a beanie, but I carried the hat because I don't like my hat to get wet. I don't want my hat to get wet. And my supervisor was like, "Where your hat?" I said, "I got my hat. I just don't want to wear it because it's raining. I don't want to get wet. That's why I got on the beanie. Come on, man, keep up." He said, "I feel you." And then he proceeded to go ahead and talk to me about some other stuff, which I wasn't really listening. I was trying to hurry up. But boy, Rod X said he got boots. That's one boots. I'm still on the fence, but it's going to be an exciting fight. It's going to be an exciting fight. With Xander, I can't even ask if Xander will be able to overcome this and overcome that, because Boots, in my opinion, has to overcome the same amount of things. Looking at both of them having their fights, I think the competition level for each man, for what it's worth, is what it was. And I think they're both coming up about the same tier. I think they're at about the same tier. And I think that I love the way Top Rank is moving Xander, but I think it's going to find out something when he gets in there with Boots. That's what it's all about, Top Rank. I've heard you guys many times say Top Rank knows how to build fighters. They build champions. They don't build pay-per-view stars. Remember, we went through that. PBC, pay-per-view stars, they build those. Top Rank build champions. They send them through the fire. They send them through gauntlets. Zayas has been going through that. So this should be a very good test and testimony for Boots or Xander, whichever one of them win. It's no shade to the person that lose, because they both decent fighters. It's just happened that they coming together at the perfect time. Both got, if I'm correct, they both got these zeros, and somebody gonna have to lose their O. I think it's another clash of the Titans, a young clash of the Titans, and one of them gonna come out on top. And the one that comes out on top, it should ring their name pretty good. And they both at 54. That gives them action at Fundora, because Fundora at this moment right now is the final boss. He's the final boss to push through. Xander got belts. Does Boot have a belt? Don't Boot got a belt? Boot's got a belt. Fundora belt. Xander belt. It was somebody else. Joe. What's his damn name? Not Joe. Caleb. No, not Caleb. It's one of those other guys. I can't think of his name right now. Joe Caleb, something like that. It's one of those guys that I think is getting ready to be popular. Jamal Charlo, Mel, if he can get released from the doctors, get a doctor's note and get back into the mix of things, which I think at this moment right now, I wouldn't want to see him jumping in there with Boots, Xander, Fundora. No, he should be jumping in there with, I guess, like we said before, he needs a good comeback fight, and Earl will be the best fight for him. But I think old Mayor was hating on his brother and Earl anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. This is all about Boots and Xander Zayas right now. Young against young, brash. The fact that Top Rank made the fight does give me something to think about. They ain't scared. They ain't scared, Rod X. They like, shit, Xander ready. Xander, Zayas. I'm getting a little parched here. Hold on. Isn't that what we want, though? We don't want to see it overcooked. He been cooked good enough, long enough. He percolating. The good stuff is coming up to the top. Fernando Vargas was chomping at the bit for Trinidad. Yeah, David Reed and Fernando Vargas, the type of fight that makes me go back to win. Okay, I feel you going back to win. They was thinking about it. I can't plug this up. Okay, I got to plug it up. I feel you, Eric R. But, you know, that was then. This is now. Xander talking that talk. Boots talking that talk. Xander said he going to take Boots hard. I don't know if he's going to take Boots hard. I just don't think that. Well, the only knocks that I've had against Boots ever was I think he gets frustrated and he lets that frustration show sometimes. And that was when he fought what's the dude? The dude that went out there and fought him different than what he expected. Was it Chuka John? I can't remember one of the Terrence Crawford fights. But when he fought what's my boy? I like to say his name. Stanionis. When he fought Stanionis, he went out there and made that look easy. He handled Stanionis. So if the lights are bright and they get people to really get excited, which I don't think it should be hard for people to get excited about this fight with Boots and Xander. I think they should be able to get excited about this fight. Period. You know, you got Xander Zayas, who got some very nice knockouts, highlights. And, you know, he got a couple of good fights that he went the distance. Mean Machine. Yeah, that's him. His name? What's Kavalaskis? My bad. Kavalaskis. There you go. He had a bad fight with Kavalaskis, and I felt like he got frustrated in that fight. And I feel like when he gets frustrated, his concentration breaks, and he doesn't fight as crisp and as sharp as he should. And I think that if he ends up in the fight with Xander, and Xander gives as good as he receives, or gives Boots back as good as Boots is pushing, it'll give me a chance to see what concentration level Boots is really at. Is he at that concentration level where he's like, now I can push through this? Okay, I see you stepping your game up. Let me go ahead and dig in the tool bag and hit you with something different. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. So with that, I'm on the fence, y'all. You know, what y'all think about that fight? You think Boots gonna just sweep it? Is it gonna be a hard fight for Boots? Split decision? I'm thinking. They say you right with the first guess, MZ. Okay, split decision, hard fight. Don't know who gonna come out. The lights gonna be bright. They're gonna go ahead and handle their business. I'm excited. Probably be at work when the fight go down, so I have to watch a replay. So I hope don't nobody tell me who won, cause then my feelings will be hurt and I'll be sad. But with that being said, I'm glad, happy. Just can't wait for it to come down and go down the pipe. Top rank, looking at Boots like he's a PBC fighter. Are you really thinking that, Eric? Or are you thinking they looking at him like he's a PBC fighter and he's more smoke than mirrors? And I hate to say smoke and mirrors, but it seems to be, dang, that is kind of getting proved that PBC fighters, when it came down to crunch time, really crunch time, the only one that was crunch time worthy that you could readily say right out the gate was Floyd. Earl, he crashed and burned. The twins, they just I don't know, they just tripped out. Well, what I can't say about Mel, because he has had a loss before. Dun, dun, dun. And I think those are the things that's like burning him on the inside about his brother and Earl. It's not so bad about Earl no more, because Earl took a loss. He took an ass whooping from Crawford. Dun, dun, dun. But the twin, he got 2 losses, so he need Earl to get another loss so he could feel like they back on the same ground. Because I've been hearing him say F Earl, you know, and all this kind of stuff. He just been talking crazy about it. They were wore out from all that so-called heavy lifting. Oh, that's what they were wore out from, the heavy lifting. I don't know. I think Earl's problem was I tried to get him all. He said I favor Boots 65% to Zayas 35%. Ooh, wow! You giving Boots? I would have gave. I'm willing to say, oh, let's say 60-40, 55-45, maybe something. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot closer than that. I think it's going to be a serious battle. It might even go down to the corners giving instructions, which I did hear Xander Zayas say in an interview that the game has changed for him. He has grown in such a way that he used to have to wait for his corner and his coaches to tell him the adjustments that he needs to make in the ring. And now that he's starting to see them and he can make the adjustments without them having to tell him. So that's pretty telling for a fighter to actually speak that out into the world like that and let it be known, hey, I was depending on people to tell me, you know, what moves I needed to make. And now I can see what moves I need to make and see what kind of adjustments I need to make. MZ, where's Trey X at? He's probably somewhere sweet talking some woman with $3 in his pocket. No, Trey like to get his poker on. I think it's poker. One of those games he like to get on. So he probably somewhere breaking somebody's pockets right now and feeling good about himself. So I haven't talked to him. Last week he was on his way. He chimed in late, but I had kind of like went through everything, and wifey was giving me the how y'all blink your eyes and bat your lash. She was doing that to me, so it kind of pulled me off a little soon. So he didn't get a chance to get on, but I think he's somewhere breaking somebody's pocket. That's all I'm saying. But sis, you be coming with your jokes, man. So I'm cool with that. You be doing your thing. You be letting loose. A lot of times you come through, you be letting loose. You say, I got Xander Zayas. I got Xander Zayas. Wait, I got from Xander Zayas to Xander Zayas, and whatever other spelling pops in my head. Oh, I ain't looked at none of that. I just see the X, and I know that's Xander. And where was I? He was saying that, oh, man. Oh, he was saying that the game got to the point where he couldn't, he started to navigate in the ring on his own. As far as the corner, now I guess what it'll break down for me, what it's breaking down to is the corner can see things and let him know, hey, I see this, I see that, I see this. But he can go out there and actually, as the fight is going on and the round is going on, he can make the adjustments in the ring. I think at one time I was complaining about Boots not really making the adjustments like that, and we was getting on Bozy for not really giving good information out of the ring from a couple of his past fights. But now, Xander saying that he's able to lock in and do what he needs to do. That should make for a better fight for him as well as a better fight for Boots. Just imagine both of them going out there and being able to make adjustments on top of adjustment and to the last bell. If they go the distance, like I said, it should be a heck of a fight. And I can't stress that enough, because looking at tape on Xander and tape on Boots, them coming together, in my opinion, I don't think either one of them has sparked a person like they're about to face. I think they're both coming to the table bringing something new. I think Boots is athletic, strong, fast, likes to shine up under the bright lights. We'll get to see how cerebral he is if Xander poses puzzles for him to have to break, and vice versa. I think the same thing for Xander Zayas. I just don't know which way I want to go right now. I'm literally on the fence. MZ, where's Hyphy? He's probably trolling another channel with a fake page, and that's possible. But Hyphy usually he'll usually show up. He usually show up sometime in the middle of the show. How long we been going? Oh, we ain't been on that long. He usually show up in the middle of the show. He usually try to keep up with the basketball for us, so he can come in and let us know what's going on with basketball and the ladies league. So that's probably what Hyphy is right now. But I was a big boy now. I can handle things on my own. I think I do pretty good at being able to speak what I need to and get the task taken care of at hand when it comes down to doing what we got to do. Angel Reese, yeah, he probably is talking crazy about her. Which did y'all see Kevin Durant put out that Angel Reese was like bet 35 chance I give means I won't be surprised if Xander wins. Oh, Zayas wins. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying that you was giving it like that who could win. But obviously, yeah, MZ. Oh, thank you very much, Lala D. I'm glad that I'm doing better, because when I first started, I listened to some of the old stuff. I'm like, oh man, you was everywhere, like suck. You could tell that you was new, but I did it. I started doing this because of y'all. I was just doing little slight videos, being Pecos Bill and all that. And you guys grew me up to go ahead and say, man, come on and talk boxing with us. Marlo, Trey X, D-Lo, the Kane, Joe Brown. I'm gonna have to say his name, but King of Kings, but I would call them King of Kin folks because that's just me. I was just screwing up everything, always changing people's name and everything like that. So I'm here because of y'all, and I greatly appreciate it. Lala D, you pulled me into interest because your voice is so unique, and then I started checking out your video. Good morning, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So that's what got me. I don't know why I just did that. I'm sorry, it just popped out, but it is what it is. Yeah, Scumbo. It is. Oh man, he didn't. There it is. But you know, that's where we've been here for a long time. And I enjoy it. I've been looking forward to coming in on Tuesdays. And the times that I do miss, it sucks to me. But where was I? We talked about Alicia, who ain't really having her business being scary and stuff like that. Lala don't like the girls, so that's what that is. Wilder, retired, get on out the way. Xander Boots. We still on Xander Boots. I'm thinking I really don't know who's gonna win. Honestly. If we were getting ready to put bets down right now, I don't know which way I would go. Consensus would probably say I would go with Boots, but something is picking at my side, like, don't sleep on Xander. Don't sleep on Xander. Puerto Rican. You know how they have hearts and stuff like this. Things have been changing. I have been seeing a shift. You know, a lot of the UK, they snatching a belt. They fighters look like they starting to step their game up. They actually coming out doing their thing. And they said, I met a lady from Rhode Island. She sounds very, very similar to you. Oh, RI is Rhode Island, right? Don't tell me I'm tripping. I should be calling it something else. But anyway, if it comes down to it, and we was putting bets down on it, I honestly don't know if I would vote Boots or go Xander. I really don't know. But like I said, you know, consensus would probably say go with Boots. Go with Boots, Philadelphia, you know, this and that. But then, you know, Xander, Puerto Rican, he started young. When he coming to the game at 17, he been cooking, you know, almost like Canelo. Canelo started at 15, right? When he got whooped by Floyd. Oh, he was still young and green. I don't believe in that. He was a champion and he'd been whooping people. I think Xander Zayas is ready for the challenge with Jerron Boots Enos. I just don't know who to pick yet. I'm waffling right now. I know I'm waffling. Left, right, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But really? Where did you meet her? We do all sound alike. So y'all got a bunch of people running around the road, a bunch of young, beautiful ladies running around the road line saying, good morning, everybody. This is you. Really? All of them talking like that? Wow. I really need to go to Rhode Island. That would just blow my mind to like, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? Hello, how you doing? This is a fight I would pay for. That's what I'm talking about, Rod X. Finally, to be excited about a fight that you can say, yeah, I'll go ahead and give up a little money for that. I'll pay a little change for that. Man, you know what? I'm not going to waffle for a long time. I might have an answer who I think going to win next week or, you know, right before the fight. But right now, I really don't know because I've seen things where they had where Boots had some tightening up in the ring where he pushed through on his own more than his corner giving him instructions. And I've seen Xander push through and look like on hard, but his corner was pushing him. So now that he's saying that he don't need his corner, this is the time for Bozy to be able to step up and come up with some great game planning and make things happen. I just don't know. Man. I just don't know. It's like, do I want the $100 bill that Trump's supposed to be putting his name on, or do I want the old $100? I want the old $100. I don't want no part to do with that new $100. I don't want no part of no money that got his name on it. Kind of sucks if they're gonna put his name on money like that. So Boots or Xander? Xander's a boot. I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm gonna get with y'all and let y'all know when I do got it. But I think I seen one person say they got. Oh, that was Lala that said I got Boots. I got Boots on the ground right now. Lala, I want you to cook lately other than Puerto Rican rice, because I do like when you be coming in and letting us know, hey, I cook this, I cook that. Because I'll be like, I should go in there and whip that up and see what it tastes like. So, you know, you do be hitting me with some things. So I be like, dang, that's pretty interesting. And then you be having some videos that be saying some stuff that I be saying, that's pretty interesting too. So it's all love. Still, D-Lo, who you got? Boots or Xander? Xander or Boots? Yasser. I know you're gonna probably listen to it. Who you got? Xander or Boots? Boots or Xander? Y'all tell me, man. Let me know. Eric straight up, he said, I got Boots. You got Boots? You not? So did you just say I got Boots because I'm saying who you got right now without really thinking who you got, or you just so I know Boots gonna win? Yeah, Trump is trying to put himself on $100 bill. From what I understand, well, it's true. He will be the only in history, the only sitting president to have his money on currency. I think this dude is trying to be a monument to himself before he ends up out. And, you know, and the way it looks, some of the moves he's making tells me, I hate to go this route because I'm going to try not to be here too long, but I think he's trying to figure out a way to circumvent the system so he can be president again. You know, martial law could allow that. I heard some dumb idea they were saying to circumvent the system by having the vice president of Rubio run for president and let Trump be the vice president. And then if they win, turn it over to Trump. But I'm like, who would want to run to be president and be willing to give up the presidency to the vice president? Who would be willing to do that? The only presidents I ever known did that died. So Rubio or whoever, y'all better watch yourself. If y'all think like that, you might end up catching a bullet. But anyway, I made pineapple fries. Wait a minute, that's jumping. Fried. Ooh, I love pies. I love pies. Apple pie, cherry pie, strawberry pie, any kind of pie, almost any kind of pie I like. I made pineapple fries, to pies. Like the apple pies and pie. Ooh, girl, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, because those apple pies and pie pies be good to the mug. Especially when they hot. Especially when they hot. Whoo! Now, see, I'm sitting here salivating. I love me some pies. Love me some pies. I like spaghetti too. You know, you're right. Spaghetti, how special can you make spaghetti? It's spaghetti. I haven't really had a bowl of spaghetti. I'm like, ooh, man, this is like the best spaghetti I've had in my life. I've never had that. I've never had that. I had some good chicken, some good steak, some decent lasagna, some great greens, any kind of pie, blueberry, strawberry, cherry, mulberry, apple, peach cobbler, peach pie. Man, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. He said, I'm just young. Wait. Okay, so I just started drifting off about food and need you to come on down here. You got, let me see. Erica, what up, bro? I'm just excited that that youngin ain't scared. Heck no, he ain't scared. He ready to do his thing. MZI had boots when the fight was signed. Oh, wow. So you just didn't give Xander no thought. He good. Let me just guess. You was like, Xander good. You know, he all right. Bro, he all right. But I got boots all the way, man. You know, I got boots all the way. You know how we do it. You know, I'm just going to call it like that. That's how Eric R. did it. He was like, Xander decent. Xander got some heart. He got some skills, but I think Boots is just better than Xander, so I'm going Boots. Soon as they pinned it, I got Boots. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Y'all remember the last time Trump was president? He tweeted himself as a boxer. I don't remember that. I don't remember that. If you could pull it up and shoot it, I'd love to see it. Oh, now you want some greens? Ooh, turnip greens, girl. Stop with some neck bones in them. Oh my gosh, come on, talk to me. Got me sitting over here rocking on my chair like Ray Charles. Oh man. Whew, man. Let me calm myself down here. And a good. Let me ask you: have you ever had hot water cornbread? In the skillet, in the iron skillet, when they make it, oh man, come on now, talk to me with some butter on there, melt that butter on there, some hot water cornbread with some turnip greens. some neck bones in there, man, or the ham hock. Either one, you go ham hock or neck bone. It don't matter to me. Either one is good. Either one. Xander is good. I just feel like he jumped the timeline a little bit, but that's good for boxing. If you think you're ready, then you should be ready. I don't know if he jumped the timeline. Remember, he did start boxing in 17. What is he now? 20, 21, somewhere around in that area. He's still young, but not young. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You know, anywhere around that's 5 years, 4 years, something like that. Yeah, I had hot water cornbread once in Detroit. See, that's close to Gary, which I can understand why you probably would have it. How did you like it, though? You know, how did you like it? Did they make it where it was buttery? Where it was buttery and moist? Or was it that dry flaky? You know what I'm saying? The dry flaky is all right, but it ain't like that buttery moist. That buttery moist hot water cornbread go hard in the paint. Hard in the paint. Oh my goodness. Talk to me, girl. Talk to me. Tell me what it is. Who y'all don't know right now. The country in me coming out. Country coming out. Man, I might have to go ahead and talk to the wife. Baby, can you go in there and make something? But my wife likes it. She loves to cook. She loves to cook. She be hooking me up. I made myself warm. I broke out into a sweat. Calm down, Z. Calm down. My boy Eric off picking boots. Picking boots right out the gate. I got boots right out the gate. I still can't say I got boots. I can't say my scale is, like I said earlier, my scale is leaning a little more. Oh, it was very good. So you had the moist buttered kind, huh? What about buttermilk cornbread? You ever had buttermilk cornbread? That one took a little. That one has a little twang to it. I'll eat it. You know what I'm saying? I'll eat it, and I won't shy away from it. But it won't be my first pick of cornbreads. If we were having cornbreads, it won't be my first pick. And barachi beans. Oh my goodness, I love me some good seasoned barachi beans. I'm down here in San Antonio. They be weighing those barachi beans out. You can get good barachi beans anywhere. Those also go good with a nice neck bone or ham hock inside of them. I'm just saying, Lala. I'm just saying, because you know, you come down and talk about eats. You the one I should be talking to, because you the one that's always coming up with a recipe. Now, the rest of these guys don't be talking about no recipes, coming up with nothing like that. You know, I'm sure they get out there and grill every once in a while, but it's a difference between just grilling. You got to be able to work that stove. You got to be able to work that broiler part. And ain't nothing better to cook on than a gas stove, gas oven. Oh, my goodness. Gas over electricity anytime for me. Gas over electricity anytime for me. The food just tastes so much. It tastes better. I know people might be like, he tripping, but you can tell. You can tell there's a different taste from the food that's cooked with fire, gas, and electricity. It's just different. It's just different. Anyway, I talked to y'all enough about some food and everything like that. I've been sober almost. How long ago, y'all? We stopped smoking in. When we first started messing around with my cornbread is kind of like cake. Oh, girl, a guy from Mississippi brought me his Mississippi. Wait, brought me his. Mississippi people do not like that cornbread like cake. They like it coarse. It's good though. I feel you. I like cornbread that's like cake. You know, I like cornbread that's a little coarse too. But when you have the coarse, you got to have something like some beans with it that got the juice, so you could soak that up, because it hit different. It just hit different. But the cornbreads that's close to the cake level, you kind of like separate that on your plate. You eat something else, and the cornbread is almost like the line going over into dessert. You haven't ate dessert, but the cornbread is like getting you prepared for dessert. You know, if you feel what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sure you do. So for me, the cake cornbread, when I was little, I used to have I still kind of do it. Separate my food, like had a chicken or whatever the meat is pushed to the side, and then like the vegetables pushed, because I didn't want stuff to touch each other. I wanted to get that taste of everything by itself without the mixture. And then as I started eating, I like bite the meat, bite the cornbread, throw some vegetables in my mouth and chew it up like that. I didn't like to mix them all together. I hate it when my stuff touch. MZ, when you gonna make your move? Oh, you sent it? I didn't know you sent it, bro. Hold on. My phone didn't tell me. My phone didn't tell me you sent no chess move. When did you send it? She said, when exactly? He gave me that cornbread with purple. Oh, really? Some purple whole peas, huh? Jasmine rice. Oh, have you had is it the 10 bean soup? 10 bean soup. Oh my gosh, that is so good. My mother-in-law made some the other day. Man, I ate like 4 or 5 bowls of that. My stomach was so tight, I just couldn't. I was like a fat rat. I was just laying around, couldn't move, like a lion that just ate so much. Oh, shoot, it's okay, sis. They gone. They'll be back. Matter of fact, I done talked about eating so much. I got to find this thing that Eric are talking about. My move on his chest. I got off my chest what I wanted to talk about with Deontay Wilder, Alicia Baumgardner, Xander Zayas, and Boots, which I don't know who I can't even say that I don't know who I think gonna win next week because they Boots is exciting, Xander is exciting. The only thing I can say is if Boots can manage to go out there and make Xander respect him, and I have to say that about both of them, can one of the two make the other respect him, his power, his skills? And I think it's not going to just boil down to power. It's going to have to boil down to whose skills is doing what. That's what it's going to have to boil down to. Whose skills is pulling through. And I know I got people in here, but YouTube decided to say that we don't. And it's cool. Let me go ahead and drop me some music so I can grab me something to drink. I'm alive. No, I'm not alive. I'm still chilling. Got my stomach all balled up. My bad, bro. My bad. I'm just saying that, while I be talking about recipes and I just happen to go through it. Boost jab is better, right? Then Xander's? Oh. I think it can be if he decides to use it and use that as the cornerstone of his offense that night. It could be, but he has to be prepared for Xander because Xander's going to be coming, and Xander uses his jab and throws combinations as much as Boost does. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be whose skills other than just whose power. It's going to come down to whose skills impresses who. Which one of them is gonna be like, dang, if I keep doing this, he gonna do this to me. If I do this, he gonna, if I come with a lazy jab or a jab, will he try to counter over it? If I hook, will he hook with me? Because we know Boots can hook. He can uppercut. He can dig to the body. But I've seen Xander. Xander has a decent jab, great hooks, loves an uppercut, goes to the body. So it's gonna be who can protect their bodies, the real estate, and who can dig into their opponent. Who's gonna put the money in the bank by investing in the body and being able to protect themselves? Who's gonna be able to do the most getting in, working, and not getting hit? I think Boots has a slight edge at being able to do that because Xander he's not really flat-footed. Xander does move, but I think Boots is a little lighter on his feet, and that could be what gives him the edge in pulling that fight off. I think that's what it could be: the foot movement and the way the angles work out. But if he gets lazy at any time, he can end up putting himself in serious trouble with Xander because Xander does seem to. Earlier, he seemed to overwhelm, by just making sure he let his hands go a lot. But if what he says is true about him being able to see what it is that's changing within the ring, I think he has the timing to be able to attack those areas and those spots that will present themselves. He won't be lacking when a certain situation presents itself for him to strike. So I'm looking forward to be a very close chess match. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it's going to be touch and go, 1, 2, 3. I'll say at least to round 5. Around 5, middle of round 5, I think the fireworks should start coming up out of the crate, and we should start really seeing an explosion in the ring between 5 to the end. But I think rounds 1 through 5, I think it might be give and take. Boots give around, then take around, and vice versa. Xander give around, take around. That's and I'm saying 2 each. Round 5 will start being the one to show who's going to decisively pull themselves ahead to win the fight. Unless something happens to make a dramatic change. But like I said, I think it's going to be tight like that unless one of those guys come in there that night and just be feeling it so much till they just separate themselves so far where you be like, oh man, kind of like what Boots did to Stanionis. He separated himself so far till you knew that he was going to win the fight. If one of them does that in this fight, then so be it. But I'm not looking for it to be that kind of fight. I'm actually looking for it to be a fight where it's a seesaw battle to about round 5 where somebody can figure out how to establish themselves and then work it from there. That's my thoughts on Boots and Xander. I feel like I picked enough. I know if I go off now, my boy Yasser gonna be like, MZ, I'm gonna have to, he gonna sue me because he said if it's not 3 hours or more, I ain't doing my job. But it's easy to run through everything, especially when I'm just running it off. And y'all let me run it off tonight. Lala tried to throw me off a little bit. We hit me with some Puerto Rican rice and 175 pounds, making me think that, just had me thinking wrong. But she helped me straighten it out. And yes, to answer the question, because I went through a whole big circle and I never did answer the question. But yeah, out of the two, I think Boots does have the better jab between he and Xander. Now, he has to establish that jab that night, though. He must establish that jab. And I know most of the time when I do give breakdowns, you guys always hear me say about the fighter that has to establish the jab. And I only speak that on the fighters that I feel like that's what's needed. And in this kind of fight that he's going to be fighting, he's going to have to establish that. He's got to. Can't go out there and just be pretty and think it's going to go down like that because this youngster is coming in there to prove himself. This is one of those prove yourself fights. Prove yourself for Jerron and prove yourself for Xander. Because the winner roads lead in a couple of directions. And undisputed is the end all be all at 154. So that's what that is. That's what that is. I think I want me some ice cream. I think I'm gonna go get a pint of strawberry ice cream. Cause I've been talking about this food and stuff. And yeah. It is a 15 bean soup, It's not a 10 bean soup. It's a 15 bean soup. It's got black beans, lima, red. What other kind of beans she had in there? I think she had some black eyed peas in there. She had it was just good. It was just good with a nice chunk of ham hock. So if you could pull that off with some of your cake cornbread, girl, you're going to be licking your fingers and saying, MT was right. He sure came up with a good one this time. Y'all give me a second while I go run and do something. I'm just enjoying tonight. And we're going to be calling in a minute. I was trying to wait to see if Trey X, but he probably kicking some ass right now, taking people's money, making them mad. And I hope he's not drinking no Everclear, though.
Straight from the head, fuck a little dance. Niggas be coming to bed. playing that little nigga soft, you gonna fuck around and get your head blown off.
Ain't no thing when that nine go bang.
Oh shit, the big dog off of the chain. Missy with the bullshit. Y'all niggas can't stop the rain.
I took him on a caddy ride. He told me how his daddy died.
I swear to God that he would slide and let it end in homicide. Or anything that came against,
Or anything that played the
it's
fence.
him against the world now. Little nigga trying to pay his rent. And he don't have to motivate to give a nigga the golden gates.
Know a nigga strapped tight. He hang out at the apartment
Got a
gates.
pocket full of rocks, scratch UGK CD. Float like a butterfly, duck like Peking.
Game stay peeping. He know who in, he know who out.
He know which hoes be fucking for cash. He knows which hoes be fucking for clout. He said, yep, I be all in my zone. I be playing the fool. They be thinking I'm gone. I be making the rules.
They be smoking my zone. I ain't giving a fuck. I'm trying to cop this brawl. You heard me?
Yeah, they keep playing me soft. Not realizing I'm the boss. That's the advantage of closing your mouth. They never know what they talking about.
I show up in the hood with that sickle cause they ain't acting right. Brother got a problem, it's only fair that I join the fight. Whisper in his ear, we gon' send him off to the afterlife. Dolomite, ain't no jokes here, you bout to pay the price. Pressure that I bring is guaranteed to straight up bust a fight. The only mission that I'm on is coming through to turn off lights. Looking in my eyes, you see death staring back at you. Tears is just a vessel that I use to get back at you.
This is a blessing in disguise for Boots because I think Xander and Ortiz are similar in size and skill set. This is from Eric R. So that's what you're thinking? You're thinking that Boots, that Xander will be getting Boots ready for Virgil? That's a good thought. That's a good way to think of it. But I'm gonna try to get away from. I'm gonna try to put every fighter in their own bag and not even try to bring them up until it's time to bring them up. Because this is about Boots and Xander right now. Forget Virgil. You know, I know Virgil has had his issues with health and stuff like that. This ain't got nothing to do with that. This what Boots finna be facing right now is a live wire. A live wire all the way. Xander, unless somebody gets injured, knock on wood, let's not have that happen. I hope both of them come in healthy, as close to 100% as possible, and give us a battle royale, a fight that every round, starting from 5, because like I said, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna be seesaw. It's gonna have you like ooh on, starting to slide toward the edge of your seat. And once 5 hit, I think we should be like at the edge of our seat and ready to stand up, spill popcorn, waste your drink, that kind of thing. I think that's what kind of fight this should present for us. Now, if I'm wrong, when we come back after they fight, y'all gonna say, MZ, it didn't happen like you was hoping it would happen. I'll be the first to admit it. But I think that's what we might get, man. I think that's what we might get. I hope that's what we get. I hope that's what we get. You say, okay. And with that, I know it was a short show, only an hour and 48 minutes. Unless y'all want to keep pushing, I pretty much talked about everything that I really had gathered in to talk about. D-Lo made fun of my hat, but then he came back and said he would wear that hat. I love that hat, bro. I love that hat. I really do. Ralph Cramden, when I was a little dude, Ralph Cramden was my guy, talking crazy to Norton and telling Trixie he was going to send her to the moon. I mean, Alice, pow, right to the moon. Going to send her to the moon. That was my show. Cedric the Entertainer and them they made a movie about it. Him and what's the girl that messed up Dwayne Wade now? Yes, I hope it's a classic too, Eric R. I hope with every fiber of my being that it becomes a classic. That is because we need some more classical fights to take place. We need some standout fights. I thought Keith was gonna give us that with Fundora. You know what? No, I didn't. I didn't think Keith was gonna give us that. I kind of figured Keith was gonna go out there and get obliterated. I just hope that he didn't for the sake of Gil Cole. I hope that he made a better showing, but I just couldn't figure out a way. In my mind, I could not look at Keith in any kind of factor of how he was going to get around that man's length, the length of his arms and everything like that. I just couldn't see it, especially the Keith Thurman at the age he was. A lot of people said a younger Keith Thurman probably would have gave Fundora the work, gave him the business, and that is a possibility. But at this time and point, I just didn't see. I just didn't see where he was going to be able to do that. There was nothing about him telling me that he was going to be able to do that. Yeah, he beat up Brock Jarvis. He handled Mario Barrios. He flawed against Manny Pacquiao, who was older, which none of those generated enough for me to say, hey, this is going to be it for Keith. I'm just waiting to see who's going to be the next person to say they want to step up against Fundora, so I can look at them and be like, how are they going to attack? The first person that came to my mind that I felt like might be able to give Fundora to give him the most work was Boots because of his athleticism. I feel like that could play a part. I've heard some people saying that Jamel could give him a harder time because Jamel is closer to 6 feet. I'm like, that's still lacking 6 inches. If he, 5'11", that's 7 inches. So, and then you can't take out the part that he's been out of the ring for a minute. Yes, Fundora is the PBC cash out machine at 154. So right now, Jamel and Jamal are how old? They passed 35, I'm sure. Earl passed 35. All these guys, it's the new crop. It's time for the new crop to start being ushered in and moving up. I'm still waiting to see what the hell is going on with Shakur. I ain't heard him say he got it lined up with nobody. Keyshawn still running around calling people. I haven't heard if he got anything lined up. I think if he and Mason lined it up, this just me. But I think that boy Abdullah Mason gonna give Keyshawn some work. I think Keyshawn gonna go out there and Mason gonna surprise him. At this moment right now, this young class of fighters that's coming up. It's with them. I think it's going to be more of a separate yourself in order to win. I don't think these boys is going out there, especially Abdullah Mason. I think Abdullah Mason is a silent assassin. I think he's a silent assassin. I think he's going to be if him and Keyshawn line it up. I think that's going to be good work for Keyshawn. I think it's going to be good work. Shit, Mason mess around, surprise Keyshawn, and steal it. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Any scenario is a possibility when they come to fighting, but I won't count Abdullah Mason out. I won't count him out at that. I will not. Devin had turned down the fight with Roley, saying that the money ain't right and all this kind of stuff. People making videos saying PBC trying to crook him. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of looking forward to see what he do with Roley. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, he running around, he just bumping his soup coolers all over the place. I think he's speaking on Terrence Crawford because he knows that Crawford is done, and Crawford ain't trying to come back and do anything. I bet he crap an egg if Crawford was like, you know what, I'm coming back to fight Ryan Garcia. That's all I want to fight. That boy probably end up in Alaska somewhere. Mason is fighting Joe Cordina next. Keyshawn is fighting Albright again. Really? Well, dude, he could have fought somebody else with all this running around calling out folks. But I guess you can only fight who signed the paper. I got Mason over Cordina. I got Keyshawn winning again over Albright. I think Ryan versus CTO is being worked on. For real? Wow, I didn't know that. That's something. Mason will have Keyshawn sweating, but if they mess up and give Mason a year or two, they gonna be ducking him and division hopping. You think? That's a good possibility. I could see that, Eric R. I could see that. Ryan and T.O. I'm gonna get back with you on Mason getting a couple of years. They get the more time they give him, I think the more dangerous he's going to get. Let's not forget he already know how to deal with controversy because he's been dropped in fights and he got up to win. So it's not like he's scared to be hit or he'll shy away from that. I think that dude gonna I think Mason I just think he's gonna be a problem. I think it's already starting to face that. And if they don't start, if they let him wait, like you said, about 2-3 more years, two is the max. 1's gonna be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I think he already dangerous. But the longer they wait, the worse it's gonna get, the harder it's gonna be for them to defeat that young man. You know what I'm saying? Because every time he go in the ring and he have a good showing, confidence is building. It's gonna be hard to knock that confidence out of him because let's not forget he come from a fighting family too, and his dad seemed to have one of those kind of relationships with him that seems to be a good, strong, positive one. So it looks like he's being guided in the right direction, and I think that he's living the correct life of a fighter outside the ring. You don't hear about him having any troubles or anything like that. They kind of private when it comes to them training and everything like that. So with that, I think they always in the gym. I think he's working hard. And like I said, I think he's going to give Keyshawn a problem. And if the longer Keyshawn wait, the worse the problem going to get. You said Andy Cruz would have been better than Albright. For whatever reason, Keyshawn just won't deal with Andy Cruz. Thinking of when Cruz lost, when Cruz lost, wasn't Keyshawn excited? Yeah, Keyshawn, Alicia Baumgardner is acting like Keyshawn was, only her fighter lost. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Keyshawn would have been a better thing if I was Mason. I might mess around and link up with Bomac and them. Well, how can I? It would be hard, to say that because we haven't seen him have any problems with his dad and his brothers. You know what I'm saying? No flaw to that. Their formula seems to be working quite well, and why would you mess with it at this point? What I would do is, like you said in the second part, take some time to learn from Bud and his team, go over there and soak up some knowledge, see if they can gather some some information from them. But Bud put a video out in an interview, and if these fighters were smart, they would listen to what Bud said about sparring. Instead of making it what I did to you in sparring, make it about what you're working on in the sparring. Bud says sometimes he would work on just his jab. Sometimes he would work on turning right, pivoting right. Sometimes it was just different things that he would work on to better himself. Instead of going in there just trying to beat up somebody, he in there working on his craft. And he was like, that way, when you get up to these different levels, you have different stuff to work with. And that's why a lot of these fighters get to that level and then end up getting beat up. And it look easy when it happens. And that makes a lot of sense because you end up seeing them and they doing something. What was your coin phrase that you used to say, D-Lo? He fighting hard, he just gonna fight harder. He doing the same thing, he just gonna do it harder. I remember when you used to say that, and hearing Bud say what he said about sparring and working on different things, that statement that you used to make back in the day makes so much more sense right now. Cruz versus Prince Albert. Think that? No, forget that. He needs to fight. Keyshawn needs to go ahead and get that squared away with Andy, and then let Andy go around and trying to deal with other folk. Because right now, since Keyshawn been running, he called out Debo, he called out who did he call out Rolly? No. Did he call out Ryan? No. And I noticed, I seen a video where people were saying, they actually had the video where they was looking at it. They was like, Keyshawn don't be having that same energy like he had when he was trying to like bully up on that boy Mason. he didn't give off that same energy against Ryan Garcia when they was talking. He kind of gave a little energy to T.O. when they was sitting up on that ring when T.O. was, I guess you could say he was pleading with him saying don't call me out. That part. But other than that, hold on, let me see. Nope, that's not it. Keyshawn needs to go ahead and step it up like that. Don't David Morrell got a fight coming up too? And I have who is Tyson Fury finna come back and fight? What's that dude? Makhmudov? No. Some it started with an M. I'm on it. If they make the Anthony Joshua Wilder fight, I think Wilder gonna lose. All these years that I spent saying that I felt like he was gonna beat Anthony Joshua, I just didn't see nothing. I just don't see him. I just don't see it. I don't see Anthony Joshua is a better boxer. That's why you don't need to play the bully if you're not there. Right. It's not good to be a bully anyway, because there's always somebody laying dead to go ahead and play Matador and stab you with one of those spears and then stick that sword in you and end your run. It's best to be the Matador. Forget the bull, be the Matador. But they learn that I love Earl, but that's what happens. There's always a bigger dog. True. But just getting that information out of Bud in that video about working on certain things in sparring, and then when you look at him and you look at all the pretty much top dogs, I mean the ones that really separate themselves, Andre Ward, Floyd, I guess you could say Canelo was reinventing himself that Trey X would say so much about him, which he did change his style after fighting Floyd from what he was fighting at first. But up to date, these guys that actually work on different stuff, because Duquesne called it when was it Duquesne or was it D'Lo? They called it when they saw Crawford working. They was like, man, he working on the power jab. When he was just working, he working on the power jab. And that showed itself in the fight against Earl, which we didn't see Earl be able to make any adjustments in that fight. He wasn't able to make any adjustments in that fight, which made him look to get beat easily. He was able to be beat easily. When you hear these fighters say it's different ways to beat you, I've been watching you and I see the different ways to beat you. You should pay that attention, because apparently you doing something so regular that they like when a confrontation comes up and you stuck on that regular act, you don't get away from it. You don't bring anything in different. And that's what's going to be the flaw. That's the flaws of these guys. They better start taking the sport a little more seriously. I suggested all these fighters that's trying to be top dog, they should go and listen to what Crawford said in that interview, because it was enlightening. It was very enlightening. Work on everything. Work on every tool. Work on being uncomfortable, so when you end up uncomfortable in the fight, you'll know how to deal with it. Earl got uncomfortable and didn't know how to deal with it. Couldn't deal with it. He just couldn't. And that's going to be a surprise for a lot of these fighters. Hell, look what happened to T.O. against Shakur. All the talking he did, all the athleticism he have, all the explosiveness that he has, when Difficulty showed up. He had nowhere to turn, no way to combat it, no way to counter it. And he ended up getting beat up. Yeah, people went off on Shakur because it ended up looking easy. But when it started looking that easy and you ain't got to, it started looking that easy, blame the person that is looking easy on. Don't blame the guy that is looking easy for, because apparently he put in the work to make you look not on his level. Earl and Terence Crawford's fight looked like it did because Earl just kept fighting back. He wouldn't go away. Bud said the boy just, he just wouldn't lay it down. He kept fighting back. He said, let's unpack that for a second. Earl was a part of that era of making a name from sparring instead of working. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. When you think about it, Earl put in work against Floyd. It turned into a big, oh, wow. Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying? Because you heard the words. You heard people say, yeah, he put in good work with Floyd. What they didn't say was what totally happened. Did he, they didn't say he beat Floyd in sparring. They just said he made a good showing for himself. That skyrocketed his stock. And for the most part, every time we saw him, he was working on the same exact thing. He was doing the same exact thing. We didn't see him doing anything different, which make you say, hey, he working. People say, oh, he working. He looked sharp. He looked test. How hard is it to look sharp on something that you practiced 1,000 times? You should be able to look very good at it because it's muscle memory. That's what you do. What wrinkles have you thrown into that? So, yeah, unpacking it like that, I have to agree with you. He did. His name did kind of blow up in that era. From getting sparring credit, getting sparring credit. I sparred Floyd, he called me a bitch. I was like, oh, hell no, put the gloves back on. Come on, get back in here. Remember that story? That's how I went. And that's what went down. But and because of that and the rah-rah that went behind it, it swayed a lot of people's way of thinking and thought of him. That's what I always say. Why blame the guy who perfected his craft, but sent for the guy with the guy who shortcut his game? Yeah, the guy that got beat up easy because 9 times out of 10 he didn't work on everything he needed to work on. If this started happening, how do I deal with it? If this man, if his jab starts catching me, how do I deal with it? How do I get away from that power jab? Earl could not get away from the power jab that night to save his life. And a lot of these fighters, when you, the ones that really live that life, you see the changes. You see them change up in the fights. You know what I'm saying? You see them change. But if you don't work on everything, that you need to make the changes. You know what I'm saying? Like Crawford said, he worked on his jab. He worked on pivoting to the right. He, just different moves and different things like that. Wasn't even trying. He the way he made it seem like when he worked on his jab, he wasn't even trying to throw nothing else. Some sparring sessions, he just worked on defense, worked on pivoting, worked on different things like that, and that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? To hear him say it, it makes so much sense to be like, dang, can you imagine? Today we just working on your jab, getting your jab through the high guard, getting your jab, setting up a jab and shooting it to the gut, different things like that, parrying it in jabbing, just doing everything jab, no hook jab, block jab, catch jab, things like that. Today we're going to work on you pivoting away from the power hand or in the corner, get in the corner, pivot up out of that. Getting this pivot up out of there, working on things like that could that could take place in the game. And I had a coach in basketball that used to work us like that. He used to have us practice shooting half-court shots because he or actually taking the ball out. He would have us doing football passes. We call it a football pass when you throw it down court, and you would have to catch it and be in the motion of trying to shoot it at the same time. He worked us like that because he said at some point in your career, this situation will happen in a game. And more times than not, it did. And you felt better throwing that pass, catching that pass, and shooting that pass. You felt better doing it because you had worked on it so much. And when it presents itself, you see it, your mind automatically start telling you, hey, I already know what to do here. I already know what to do here. He finna come with this. Okay, I'm finna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go ahead and give him this. Probably throw him a fake to see how he bite and catch his ass. Those are the things that they should be working on. And a lot of them, they hear that rah-rah because they handling it, they beating up somebody in sparring. And you can't just blame the fighter. You got to blame the coaches too. Because if the coaches don't recognize and be like, hey, today we working on this and only this. I don't want to see you throw nothing but this. Today we working on this kind of foot movement and only this kind of foot movement. No matter what your partner doing, because we sending him to bring you pressure through all the sparring. This is what we want. We want them to come at you. But you are working on a specific thing, but you need to be protecting yourself and working on that specific thing. I think that will help so many of these fighters so much. And it'll probably stop seeing landslides of the number one and the number two. And then you find out number two is like 8 slots down from number one, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You really should have been number 8 and not number 2, because that's how he whooped you. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward talked about that too. When he was younger, Virgil would make him do drills for inside fighting, and he hated it, but kept doing it, and it won him his biggest fights. But that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep doing this, but have the faith and the heart to keep doing it, keep working it, and when it end up manifesting, and you be like, damn, I've been through this already. It's an exciting thing. I can only speak on it through basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because when it happened to us in basketball, as a team, we would be like, man, remember coach was talking about this? Look what's happening right now. We finna go through, and we knew how to deal with it. And I'm pretty sure you going mano a mano with somebody, you in the ring, and all of a sudden things start to play out, and you're like, oh shoot, we was doing this in practice. I already know what to do for this. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you shutting them down. You getting the shut out. Now people complaining because you beat that, but he beat him so easy, he wasn't even ready. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, it had to be something wrong with him. We start making excuses for the person that got the brakes beat off of him, instead of saying, it looked like somebody went and trained for the stuff that you do, but you didn't train for the stuff that they do. Oh, I ain't watching no foot on him. I'm going to do what I do and break him. Yeah, but he told you on more than one occasion, I've been watching this dude for years. I've been studying this dude for years. I've been breaking this dude down. I'm a fan of him. So if you're a fan, you watching this person, and Crawford was not shy in telling the boxing world, hey, I'm a fan of this guy. I've been watching this guy. I've been breaking down his fights. I know what to do. And lo and behold, when it started, he knew what to do. Made it look easy. And we see fights like that where those guys get out there and make it look so easy. A lot of times I'm going to say it's because, prime example, Shakur and Tio. That's prime example. People was upset with Shakur. A lot of people was disheartened because they were like, he should have got the knockout. I'm still saying, I don't care he didn't get the knockout. He whooped this dude. Yeah, but he only whooped him. He only did this to him throughout the night because it was so easy that T.O. didn't present nothing to make him have to do anything else. Now, I understand people was like, he should have went on and pushed for the knockout. Trey was one. He was like, man, he should have pushed for the knockout. I understand that's just not in some people. Some people just not wired like that. I'm going to take this win. I'm going to get this win. I'm going to be done with it. There, I got it. Shakur seemed to be that kind of guy. He seemed to be that kind of guy. I'm whooping you already. It ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm going to take this win. We might see later he might end up getting a mean streak. Don't know. He might end up looking for knockouts, but he pushing it to the point to say, I'm finna get this lead on you. And I think he told T.O. that at some point. He said, once I get this lead on you, what you going to do? You're going to start making mistakes coming in. You're going to be getting tatted up. T.O., we know you do that lunge and stuff. You try to jump in, you try to be awkward and this and that. But fundamentals beats that type of thing right out the gate. But then when you find out the hand speed was a little faster than you expected, the timing was a little better than you expected, the defense was better than you expected, there was nothing that it looked like you worked on. You and your dad thought that y'all was going to go in there and be stronger than Shakur and overwhelming. And it didn't happen. I love fights like that when the Block family knows and guys like T.O. out here faking it. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And as long as we keep looking at it like that and keep watching these fighters that come through and live the ones that live the Spartan life is the ones that usually come out there and whoop your ass like that. They usually the ones that come out there and put their hands on you and make you recognize that this is not a game. We just seen T.O. He seemed like sometimes he be playing when they working out. And I'm gonna say if you show up on the camera and you look like you joking around and playing, then 9 times out of 10 you are joking around and playing a lot of times when you should be working. And it manifests. It manifests itself once the rubber hits the road and you start getting whooped on, and then you end up looking out there in the middle of the ring and you looking like you don't know what to do. We saw Shakur press too much for the KO versus Atram and Artem, and it made him look bad and out of sync. Good point, D-Lo. Good point. So maybe he probably learned his lesson from that. I'm pretty sure he did. It was like, you know what? Instead of me going out here trying to prove to the world I could do something, let me show the world what it is I know I can do. I can whoop these boys and make it look effortless. No, I probably don't knock them out. And I think I've asked this question before. Which one is worse? Getting your ass whooped through the whole fight where you can't do nothing about it, or getting knocked out? When you get knocked out, you can say, oh, I got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I could have came back, did something later. But when somebody whooping your ass through the whole fight and everything you try, like Cat Williams say, nope, won't work. Nope, won't work. Nope, won't work. You trying stuff. Nope, won't work. Let me try this. Nope, won't work. When that happens, then that right there is the thing that says, you know what? This dude better than you on every level. You know what I'm saying? You can make an excuse for getting knocked out. We've seen plenty of fights where dudes be fighting good and then bam, a knockout comes. So you say, oh, they got a rematch because it look like he just got caught with a lucky shot. But when you go out there and you get tenderized for 12 rounds or 10 out of 12, you know what I'm saying? When you get tenderized by some big margin, it ain't no excuse you could make. That's when they say, oh, my shoulder, I had a torn shoulder, or my calf muscle was messed up, or my heart wasn't pumping right, or my tonsils were swole, my esophagus was shut. All these excuses start coming up because it's hard to make an excuse from round 1 to round 12, bro. You couldn't get nothing going. This dude was just better than you all the way around, and he was so much better than you to look like you were just eons behind. So yeah, you right, Dio. All CTO could do was try the same shit harder each round, or just try to survive. Those are the words that I remember you saying. Try the same thing, just do it harder. Try the same thing, just do it harder. You know why you got to try the same thing, just doing it harder? Because you didn't work on anything else. You didn't work on anything else. You didn't work on trying to cut the ring off, or how to get around his jab. What will you do if this man seems to be quicker than you? How do you throw his timing off? Your feints, I don't even remember him fainting in that fight to try to throw his timing off. That seemed like it wasn't even a thought. Mayweather schooled on the difference between a 12 round ass whooping versus a KO. That's why Bud did the same thing to Canelo. Can't excuse your way out of a shutout. Exactly. You can't excuse your way out of a shutout. You get knocked out. He caught me with a lucky shot. I ain't see it coming. We need to run it back. You could do that kind of barking. But when you getting whooped and then frustration starts to show you, you get flustered and it's all in your face. The world sees it. You know what I'm saying? Your body language, your concentration breaks, and you do something out of the ordinary, like throw your hands in a certain gesture where people say, "Oh shoot, he look like he's frustrated. He's frustrated." Your face, you making these faces. That's when you know you done got your ass whooped. He got beat so bad he apologized for every injustice done or that ever will be done to any black person in America. That was crazy. And all his dad could say was, "Where's your power, bro? Where's your power? What happened to your power?" Well, power don't count if it don't land on anything. I can tell you what happened to his power, Papa. His power was non-existent because he couldn't hit the dude. He was getting pieced up throughout the fight. Every time he thought about doing something, he got pieced up. He got pieced up for just thinking about throwing a punch. That's what happened to his power. It got nullified because the people that you guys went up against actually did their homework, actually trained for what it was that you was bringing to the table, and they sat down at the table and devoured your ass. Sure did. Sure did. He could see his limitations, even his best wins. Same for his trainer. What was T.O.'s best win when he went against Josh? Okay, he beat Taylor Gang, you know, which Taylor Gang just didn't seem like he was ready. But I wouldn't how can I put this? I wouldn't put T.O. beating Taylor Gang in the same conversation of him studying Taylor, Josh, like he was studied against Shakur, or Canelo was studied against Crawford and Mayweather. I think it was a difference. I think his athleticism and his awkwardness and everything like that kind of threw Josh off, and then Josh wasn't with the same trainer, so things had changed for him. The wins that he got, he caught people off surprise, caught them off guard. But that also beckons to them on a certain point of, did you really train and prep yourself in the way to be ready for this type of thing? So, you know, that with that, it could be on both sides of the street. I'm talking about the ones that we look at and you be like, he just ran away with the show on your ass. He just ran away with the show on you. T.O. losing to Shakur ran away with the show. Floyd Canelo, Crawford Canelo, Floyd, what's his name that he just the guy, not Ward, but the other guy, Gotti, Floyd Gotti, just eons ahead of the guy. The young man that had the motorcycle accident after he lost to Floyd, he ended up getting killed on the motorcycle. That fight, you know, it's just the differences of the one that's in the ring, in the gym, practicing. What if he do this? Then I should do this. What if he do this? I ain't never seen this happen, so let me work on the different things that I should do to see what will work better and then implement that. Those are the guys that end up showing you the big difference. I'm gonna tell you that guy Moses Atoma, if he has any inkling or he listens to anybody, he should start implementing that himself. He's already a problem. He's one of the faster heavyweights in this era. He got a decent enough size. He's not too big. He's not that small. So I would say he's the average from a throwback average, what is like 6'3". So he'll keep working. If he keeps working and he starts implementing breaking down these other fighters, he's gonna be a problem for a good minute too. Shakur needs to do a better job of shutting his mouth around the build-ups towards the fight. He can't wait to give up the end to the movie when he gets mad. Well, let's look at it like this. You practicing everything, Eric. I mean, you breaking down your opponent here and there, left and right. And the dude you talking to, he just talking noise. You know, people thought that T.O. was getting under Shakur's skin, or he was saying some things and this and that. I even heard some people say Shakur looked like he didn't want to face him off in the stare down. But what I saw out the stare down was they went out there, T.O. went out there bull crapping at the stare down, trying to act all funny, but Shakur was already putting the beams on him. When T.O. decided that he was ready, Shakur was already ready to walk off. Now, people will say, oh, you should have stood there and stared him down. For what? When I was ready to stare you down, you wasn't ready. When you recognized my energy was changing for me to get ready to walk away, now you want to sit there and stand and keep looking. Now, he's not giving away the end of the movie. He actually letting you know you better get your stuff together. But now it's too late. I've been training and breaking you down for months. You waited for a couple of weeks to get started. My stuff is already locked, loaded, and ingrained into memory. And now it's going to burn through every time the situation happens, no matter what fighter it is. The only way a fighter going to beat me now is either slow down and Father Time has slowed me down, or you have been working just as hard as I have. And now, like I said with Boots and Xander, it's not going to come down to who got the most hard. It's going to come down, because I think they both got hard. It's going to come down to which one of our skills, whose skills going to overpower who. When you say the skills pay the bills, it makes more sense now. You got skills, I got skills. But as we start putting our skills to each other, how much more better are my skills than yours? What can I do that you can't do? When I do when I do things that you can't do and you can't counter it, that's what starts giving me the edge over you. And that's what slowly starts to build my lead. And then the next thing you know, you get frustrated and you can't deal with what it is that I'm giving you. And now the small pebble is rolling down the hill and turning into a landslide because it loosened up a whole bunch of other rocks and they all start coming down on you. And the next thing you know, you bury under an avalanche of ass whooping. And the world is looking at you, get picked apart, and be embarrassed. Or fighting harder, trying to do what you do harder, which no matter how hard you do it, I know what you're doing, and I'm going to beat you up from it. You remember when Floyd said how he was going to beat Gotti? He lost his composure and did that one time. I think Shakur does that too much. Yeah, but he went out there and beat him like that. He beat Gotti like he said he was. He went out there and put hands on that dude like he said. He was tacking this dude so fast till this dude was gun shy. Floyd flinched at him and he didn't know what to do. He couldn't get out the way of no punches. He said, leave a little imagination till your fight night. But the fans be already, we be sitting around saying, man, he gonna whip the dude. He gonna do this, he gonna do that. The stuff that I say, I think he gonna do, I be wanting to see that. One of my favorite things about Floyd that I could honestly say that I really enjoyed about him was when we saw him work out, when they was doing the 24/7, when he was showing certain things and doing certain things when he was working out, I literally saw that stuff show up in the ring and was like, damn, he the same way he was working on it in practice is looking like it was when he fighting in the ring. I love that. I love to see the work that they did. I like to see it carry over and manifest into the fight. That just, oh man, that's some of the most beautiful stuff to me. I wonder when Bam Rodriguez gonna fight again. Anyway, because you already told me that what's his name? Mason got a fight coming up, which is under the radar. I wish they'd make some noise about it. Fight Joe Cordina and Keyshawn fighting Albright. I guess the Albright fight, I don't know how much noise you can make about that. Is Albright gonna really bring something different to Keyshawn? Keyshawn's what's the word I'm looking for? His confidence is growing so much. He done grew so much. Saying he didn't change, but we'll see if the changes are really permanent and things like that. Shoot. I haven't really been cussing that much. I've been trying to slow down on my cursing a lot because I've been in my Bible and stuff like that. I don't want y'all to think I'm getting real religious, because I'm not. Religious is not what I'm getting. I'm just trying to get closer to my God, so I don't be making mistakes and end my butt up in hell. Because I don't want to wake up living in no fire. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's hot. I don't want that forever. That's a long time. I don't need none of that in my life. And I'm saying these things to say I'm bringing it. All right is a PR move. You think so? See, that's a public relations move. So just to keep things crunk up and going. The only thing that I can say out of the decisions made, the worst decision to me being made by Shakur and Keyshawn is their unwillingness to fight each other. That's the biggest flaw in boxing that I've seen. Now, the Charlo twins not fighting each other, I can respect that because they are brothers, blood brothers. I can respect that. And y'all heard me say before, if I was a fighter, my brother was a fighter, and cousin was a fighter, big bro, I ain't gonna beat you up, but my cousin's about to get this business. They can get this business because my mama and they mama can come together and say, they're doing this for money. They love each other, but we all getting paid. That's helping the whole family. Cousin gonna get lumped up. Nephews, I won't lump up a nephew. I won't lump up a brother. But a cousin, I'll lump up. You know what I'm saying? And y'all agree with me? Let me know. If you don't, let me know. But I feel like Keyshawn and Shakur Stevenson, I think that's if you have a knock on them, that would be the biggest one. The biggest knock is you guys won't fight each other. And with that being said, brothers, I think I done talked y'all ears off. I enjoyed tonight. I had the energy. I just felt good today. Being in the new house does that to you. And I just want to say thank you guys for all the love and support you've given me. We've been here a couple of years now. I'm growing at a slow pace. I ain't really worried about the big giant growth. I love the fact that I get to kick it with you guys all the time. That's literally $50+ million fight, a $50+ million fight. Yeah, it could pull a tag like that. It could pull a tag like that. But they don't look at it that way, and the boxing game might get cheated out of what could be a great fight. It could get cheated out of what could be a great fight. But I love the fact that you guys spend the time with me, and I appreciate it dearly. I love the way we get to joke and have fun. And with that, I'm gonna hit y'all with Lil Dez one more time. I'm gonna black my screen out, but I'm here. I'm gonna play a couple of songs, and I'm gone. Peace and love. Thank you for coming. You could have been anywhere else tonight, but you chose the time to spend with me, and I appreciate that. MZ out. I'm gonna leave y'all with some music. Peace.
Straight from the head, fuck the little Dez. Niggas be coming to bed. Playing that little nigga soft, you gon' fuck around and get your head blowed off.
Ain't no thing when that nine go bang.
Oh shit, the big dog off of the chain. Missy with the bullshit. Y'all niggas can't stop the rain.
I took him on a caddy ride. He told me how his daddy died.
I swear to God that he would slide and let it end in homicide. Or anything that came against,
or anything that played the fence.
It's him against the world now. Little nigga trying to pay his rent, and he don't have to motivate to give a nigga the golden gates.
You know a nigga strapped tight. He hang out at the apartment
Got
gates.
a pocket full of rocks, scratch UGK CD. Float like a butterfly, duck like Peking.
Game stay peeping. He know who in, he know who out.
He know which hoes be fucking for cash. He knows which hoes be fucking for clout. He said, yep, I be all in my zone. I be playing the fool. They be thinking I'm gone. I be making the rules.
They be smoking my zone. I ain't giving a fuck. I'm trying to cop this brawl. You heard me?
Yeah, they keep playing me soft. Not realizing I'm the boss. That's the advantage of closing your mouth. They never know what they talking about.
I show up in the hood with that sickle cause they ain't acting right. Brother got a problem, it's only fair that I join the fight. Whisper in this here, we gon' send them off to the afterlife. Dolomite, ain't no jokes here, you bout to pay the price. Pressure that I bring is guaranteed to straight up bust a fight. The only mission that I'm on is coming through to turn off lights. Looking in my eyes, you see death staring back at you. Tears is just a vessel that I use to get back at you. Coming out the trench.
Dolo, Big Pen, El Dolo on the beat. That's about it. Yeah. Hopping out the 2-4, C7 Wheezy. This shit really hard, I just make it look easy. My game slow fishing, float like a butterfly, stretch like inches. I hear a lot of talk, but ain't too many from the trenches. Hard step hard, lost 69, swole up. Them hoes used to pass me by, now they like, hold up. Truck black wax, look like a bag of fruit oil. Texas edition leather, remember you a 2-star. Shit, I got 2 cars that I ain't even drove yet. We might use one, come through and spray your whole set. No bet, so be taking on the way out. I'ma win either way, so I'ma let it play out. Don't bring them K's out, let them hoes blaze out. If you really real, go on and close them niggas' days out. You can't sit back and let it linger, cause if you do my ninja, they gon' snatch you like a zinger.
Coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trenches. Better get their ass some braille if they claiming they can't see. They don't really need their eyes when they focusing on them Z. Blow a blunt and sip a fifth about it. Have them straight up sick about it. Sitting on the throne waiting for them to come click about it. Treat them like the ashes on the blunt, gon' flick them out. He wanted to go hard to come through and straight trick them out. Pistol talking, damn Z, gon' make me handy. They talking too much, please let me show them they some pansies. Raised by some killers, so killer talk don't move me. Just saying, then squeeze a new scene from a movie. Make their brains hang from the things that I will bring. Started at the bottom, now I'm standing on the top, man. Coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trench, coming out the trench. They said, MZ, take another lap. I'm like, okay, let's go. When everything is going right, expect a quick left, bro. I've seen a lot of souls get sold before the cash roll. I tried to warn them about it, but they always tell me hush, bro. It seems they forgot. Yeah, I moved in them streets. Yeah, I stood on the cuts, and I always had heat. And I stood up in the kitchen, whipped it up so I can change. When I went away to college to put an edge on this thing. Coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trench, coming out the trenches, coming out the trenches.
Zed it, Big Pen, oh, El Dolo on the beat. Yo. Stainless steel dominoes, you know I'm about to lay him down. IT got that rapper beat, it's only right. We play some pound, I keep my haters close and my enemies on speed dial. Bitch niggas wanna muck me, yet and still I gotta feed y'all. I'm first at the table, but the last to eat. SOP, fuck bitch, I get the largest piece. Any shorts coming down the line, we ain't having it. If you can't handle up on your business, then we'll manage it. You know what that means, we about to beat the brakes off your motherfucking ass. 5 shots to make them take off. Bake off, I keep them cakes like Lil Deborah. Laying up and pillow talking, oh, that shit's irregular. That's how you get a whole dub for your madre and an oil drum filled to the brim with your madre. Thought of that, you fight but fell short on his last test. The only thing that nigga got free was his last breath.
Better tell them don't freeze now. I'm playing chess. Come through and knock the queen down. Screwed up in Houston, so I sipped a little lean. Wow. Meanwhile, my comp is missing like they name is June Tile. Heaven on earth, I got some angels when the demons round. 100-round drunk will have them holy when they hit the ground. Squeeze them like a python until they can't make the sound. Show up to the service just to make sure that he in the ground. It's over now? Nah, he got some partners that was talking loud. Plus he got some brothers that I'm sure gonna try to move the crowd. Squeeze them out, so I can show them this ain't PG. I love to see them agonizing just because they hate me.
Real player shit is legit, no skid.
Queso with the chips, I dip from whole shit. Preferably somewhere chilling by oceans. Drink with the umbrella in it, smoking. Some valid shit on in the zone, post it. Do say to the face, no chase, roast it. Relentlessly representing, really it's no shit. Cold shit, I hit a lick off the bitch worth 4 bricks, then dip.
Now that's what I expected y'all to come through and do, man. They say that the rap game was dying out, but apparently we was missing some of the hard hitters like Stony Hayes, Z and MZ. That's right. Huh. 10 toes down, was stuck in that paper. Riding real clean, was stunting on haters. She said come through, I'm like, yeah, later. Y'all know what it is when the players say later. Like, on my grind, got no time for hoe. Like, on my stool, let nothing get close. Like, ain't stop fighting till they let go. Like, one door closed, I'll kick 4 more. I understand. A lot of people out here won't get me. Yet here I be playing on the spot where the whole world can hit me. Please understand. Everything I lay down gon' be tight. I can turn that left into a right, make a dike turn into a competition that pipe. Make a mumble over words I say. Got me stumbling over the words they write. Even though they claim to be using a third eye, so you'll see they have no sight. Running over these tracks like Saquon Barkley, throwing it deep like Jalen Hurts. They say that the MZ can't touch down, so tell me why they raising they skirt. Like, one door closed, I'll kick 4 more. Like, on my stool, let nothing get close. Like, can't stop fighting till they let go. Like, on my grind, got no time for how. Lights, cameras, action. Making money, got haters reacting. Or you thinking that you gotta lick, better think about it before you be in a casket. That could be drastic, now they be asking, who the hell that sent the assassin? It's a lot of crying and screaming and crying, cause killers got blasted, that was their passion. I ain't never been the one to come hate on, even though they was the ones to come hate on. Now they gotta wait around to see what it is that I will be raised. And all of that talking they doing don't move me. Better believe this ain't a movie. Better be hoping your people are praying when I come through, I don't pursue that.
Please be laying low, the apostle. Most niggas up in this bitch is imposters. Half of them hoes, they ride with gobblers. Dipping my lobsters, exotic sauces. Hollywood bosses, never take losses. 700 horses leaving you nauseous. Hit the gas, ain't no way we gon' pause it. Run it up to them bags is coffin. I'm the one that people came to see. I'm the one that people claim to be. I'm the one that people mainly flee. I'm the one that people aim at G. Most of them niggas is missing, I glisten. All I need is a pot in the kitchen. Front to back, independent suspension. Wrist whipping like a Cummins transmission. Never stopping, that's the only mission. Get it done, ain't no need to be wishing. Step strong, hold your dirt, no flinching. All my killers stop, did it not meant, just say the word. Red rubber's the order, as the tells you die, flipping the quarter. There it is, nigga, now you a martyr. I guess today was your last tomorrow.
Berry, melon, Rosso, rose, red apple, Bianco, pineapple, black cherry, ruby rose, grapefruit, moscato, iced tea, tropical, mango, green apple, blackberry, ounce fusion, lemon, lime, French vanilla, red wine, black wine, pink wine, peach wine, blueberry, golden, honey, peach, royal. I'm spoiled, cause you're tasty. 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 Tasty, tasty, tasty. Oh. The candles are burning, the music is low. You're fine as wine and your body close. You sway to the melody, your poetry in motion. I'm caught in a spell and you got the potion. I'll pull you closer so I can embrace you. The smell of your clavicle makes me wanna taste you. Your Stella Rosa. You're my Stella Rosa. You're my Stella Rosa. You're my Stella Rosa. Our bodies are touching. I put my hands on your waist. This passion is burning as I invade your space. You slow grind up on me while I'm tracing your spine. I'm caressing your curves, girl, with nasty thoughts on my mind. I'm kissing on your shoulders, removing your gown. You roll your neck like you're stretching as I begin to go down. You're my Stella Rosa. You're my Stella Rosa. You're my Stella Rosa. You're my Stella Rosa. Berry, melon, Russell, rose, red apple, Bianco, pineapple, black cherry, ruby rose, grapefruit, moscato, iced tea, tropicango, green apple, blackberry. You taste it.
Heavy air, midnight glare, shadows crawling on the wall. I'll light up, drift away, let the silent star call. Smoke ray spinning, memories spinning. I lose myself tonight. Oh, regrets and the regrets, they fade into the light. Every breath a little less. World outside grows small, floating high, just passing by, above it all. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where the pain died and the world just melts away. In this hate, I'm untouchable, invisible, afraid that the smoke rise, that the night carry me. Dreams unravel, time unravels. I'm lost, but I don't care. Broken strings and faded things, they vanish in the air. Every heartbeat, every beat, I'm further from the ground. In this moment, I own it, I won't come down. Let the smoke rise, take me to another place where the pain died and the world just melts away. In this haze, I'm untouchable, invisible, afraid that the smoke rise,